Oh, hello and welcome to the 40th episode of the Destiny Community Podcast, brought to you by Blue Microphones and Headphones. This week, we have the Virgin himself, Realkraftyy, on.
Bowl cut virgin?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. You don't have a bowl cut anymore, though.
Not anymore. I've only had how many bowl cuts did I have? I think I had like 2 or 3.
2 or 3?
Enough for it to be a meme.
I've had quite a few bowl cuts.
See, the bowl cut lives within your heart. You know, it's not necessarily a physical thing. It's where your heart.
It's a state of mind.
Yeah, it's a state of mind.
You take it with you everywhere you go.
Exactly. Yeah.
I remember wanting a bowl cut when I was like.
You wanted a bowl cut?
Yeah, I legit wanted a bowl cut because like you could do this with audio listeners won't know what the fuck I'm doing. You could like turn your hair like this and it would go out like that.
Oh, like you're flying?
Yeah, it's like a skirt, but it's like a dress or a skirt that twirls out and goes up, but it's for your head. So
what you're saying is you want to be a pretty princess?
That's what he's saying.
Yes. I wanted my hair to be a pretty princess.
That's cool, man.
Awesome. Yeah, man.
Hope's not here. We left him down in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Watt's also not here. She's once again saving babies from alligators.
Yes.
We wish they could both be here, but unfortunately, not this week.
Yep.
Real talk though, Pope's on vacation with his family, and then Watts just bought a house.
Like literally just.
Yeah.
About an hour ago.
Just got the keys.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, that's a huge deal.
They just walked around. They found a house and decided to buy it. That's how that works.
Yeah.
If you've never purchased a house,
we'll take this one.
Yeah. Go to the house store, and it's, you know how like
people living here.
Hey, you know how like camping stores. You know how camping stores have like tents set up everywhere. And you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna buy that tent. It's like IKEA. But you see the house already pre-built. And you're like, I'm gonna buy that one. Then you put all the pieces.
Wait, if it's from IKEA, that means you got to build it yourself. And
I don't know about
that. Sounds terrible, dude.
Yeah.
Entire house.
I fucking hate IKEA stuff so much. I love it, but I hate it.
There's so many Allen keys in this.
Yeah, it's great when you buy something from IKEA. You're like, oh, all right, this is gonna be great. Then you get it home, you're like, oh, I have to build this thing.
Yeah.
Yes, it should definitely come with somebody to build it for me.
Yeah, it says like recommended 4 people to build, and it's just like, dude,
nah.
Come on, man.
The problem with IKEA stuff is like if you furnish your entire house with IKEA, now you have like a ton of Allen keys that you will never do anything with.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you just throw them out?
Yeah, throw it out, dude.
Yeah, throw them out.
You know it's all going to break in the move, so you got to refurnish the next house too.
Yeah, that's part of their business plan. You know, their restocking business type of situation.
Anyway, I figure we should probably move on with some of the podcasts. I mean, the banter is really fun right now. Crafty.
Hey, bud.
Who are you?
I'm doing great.
I said, who are you, not how.
Who are you, dude? You're on the podcast. My gosh.
Well, Southern accent ain't that thick.
I suck at Destiny. I chill. Got a really foul mouth.
God, yes, you do. Wow.
I do. I say some shit, man. I definitely say some shit. Yeah.
How did you started doing all this stuff so you can be a foul mouth person and get paid to do that?
Dude, honestly, I didn't even know Destiny was a game until like it was coming out at midnight, like the night before, at midnight. And like my coworker was like, "Yo, this game's coming out. Are you gonna get it?" And I had no idea what it was. So I looked at the trailer and bought it at midnight, and then like a couple months later started streaming, and somehow it worked out. God knows how, but it did.
So Destiny was the first game you streamed?
Yeah, first game I streamed.
Where were you working?
I worked at a little bistro in Boise.
Nice.
So I was a server. It brought you your ketchup and like your refills of water and shit.
Nice.
Did you have just a foul mouth at that job too?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It was like, oh, how you guys doing? Everything's chill, and then you get in the back, it's just like, these motherfuckers back here, dude. Hate them.
Asking for more ketchup, the nerve.
Dude, right? And then you come back with the ketchup, and like, oh, we need napkins too, and that happens like 3 or 4 more times. And then they tip you like shit after that. It's like always the dopest.
I could listen to Crafty yell about. I've never worked in the restaurant industry, so I want to hear some rants about restaurant industry at some point.
It's some bullshit, man. There really is some bullshit. Tip your servers, chat. Swear to God.
True.
Do you recommend at least 15%?
At least, like, dude, I tip fat when I go out, just because I know, like, there's some shit that goes down. Like, people are dickheads when they're hungry.
So, I feel like everybody who's worked in the restaurant industry tips huge.
No, it's the same thing because everyone knows they're just like, fuck. Everyone's just like assholes all the time. You get like at the one table that's like super chill, but like a lot of people are just dickheads. It makes no sense.
That makes no sense to me. I mean, I've never had a serving job or worked in food industry, but I know for 100% sure that you don't want to be an asshole to people serving your food because they're bringing your food to you. Like, I know this. I've never worked in the industry. I'm always nice. I also have the gluten thing, so I'm like gluten-free, blah, 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 blah. But like, I make sure that I'm super kind just because I know they're handling my food. And also, you should be a good person, obviously. But like, that's it. That's a huge thing, you know?
Yeah.
I've never known anyone to like fuck with someone's food or anything, but like, I don't know. It's bad. You don't understand like how busy they are or whatever. And like I made $3.35 an hour when I served, so that's how I survived.
Yeah. What you're saying is you're going to give them the ketchup thing that isn't entirely full of ketchup, so it's just going to spray ketchup everywhere instead of giving an ice stream. Yeah, there you go.
So how did you started playing Destiny? How did you decide to like flip on the go live switch on Twitch? Like what was that decision process?
Well, I'd known about Twitch for a little bit before Destiny, and so like I was just playing, the game was dope, did PvE and all that, and I was like, let's see who's streaming, what's going on. I saw people like Wish You Luck and Goth and like Triple, like just doing their thing. I was like, that shit looks tight. Like I'm gonna try that, and so I tried it, dude, and here we are.
When was your first stream? Do you remember?
I have no idea. Do you
remember the month?
Oh, it was September, I'm pretty sure.
So when Destiny came out.
Yeah, when Destiny came out.
Okay, nice. And
either that or October.
How long did it? What was the process from getting like from 0 viewers to like let's say 10 viewers?
It took a while. I remember being like super stoked. I was, dude, I had 2 viewers today. She was tight. But I would say it took me like a month and a half or 2 months before like I was getting 10 to 15 viewers like concurrently.
Nice. And you you were strictly on console, right? Like, as streaming platform? I streamed
right off the PS4 for like so long.
Yeah.
Really long time.
Yeah, a lot of people always think, oh man, I need hardware, I need computers, I need this, I need the rig, lighting, everything. Did you have a face cam when you first started streaming?
Yeah, I had a face cam. I just used the PSI. Like I just streamed on a stool, like on a 40-inch TV. And that's how I played for a long time. Like I streamed for like a year, I think, before I got my first monitor.
Dude, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Seriously, that's amazing.
Like you don't need any of that shit to like start your stream.
Do you remember how long you were partnered before you switched to a PC setup?
I switched to a PC when like pretty much right when they released the Twitch app for PlayStation. So it was like the smoothest transition for me because I could be like, yo, you won't see me on console anymore. Like download the Twitch app. So I don't know when that came out, but that like right around there is when I switched.
I forgot about that. How did that transition go? Because it used to be that you'd see people playing the game like on the main screen, right? Like Twitch was integrated into like under the game you were playing, right?
Yeah, it was called Live from PlayStation though, so you could only see people playing from PlayStation.
Right.
Okay. I remember that.
It's nice. It's probably really good to
so it was start. It was a perfect, 100%. Yeah, because like if you would see people switch from like console to just PC setup, and you would see their viewers tank. They would lose so many viewers, and that's why I was so scared for so long to like make the switch because I was like, fuck, what if people don't find me? What if my viewers drop super low? But like, I don't know, dude. I don't know how it happened. Like everything with my stream has just come at like the perfect time somehow. I have no idea.
It's like it was meant to be.
I got so lucky. Yeah, I got so lucky.
It's like you started growing around the time Trials started.
Dude, Trials exploded my channel so hard. So like crazy.
Yeah, for frame of reference for people, what was your like standard viewership before Trials? And then
I was getting like 100-ish viewers.
Nice.
Around there, maybe like 75 to 100. So I was like, oh, this is super dope. And then Trials comes around and like I'm telling my friend, like, dude, I had 1,500 viewers today. And then, like, the next week, it's like, dude, I had 3,000, 4,000 viewers today. Like, we were just chilling. And I wasn't even partnered. Like, I didn't get partnered for a while. And I was getting, like, 3,000 to 4,000 viewers a stream. It took me forever to get partnered. Yeah. Like, they did not like me or something.
You are hella unprofessional. So.
No, 100%.
Where did that originate from, that phrase?
Dude, I was like, I streamed from my bedroom. I like my camera was like down here, so it was just like looking up, like into my disgusting like chubby neck beard, and like I had like a red sheet that was just like pinned above my window, and so the sun would make it look pink. So it was like a little pink sheet. So it was just like I just had the most unprofessional setup, and I'm streaming off the console too, so it's like. And that was when I still had a 40-inch TV. So everything about like my setup and like what I did, so unprofessional.
That's great.
I think it goes to show though that you don't need to do the huge expenditure to get going.
Not at all.
At all. Start with what you got and then see if you like it first of all, and then see if it kind of sticks with you, and then you can decide to upgrade the equipment along the way.
For sure, yeah, just slowly. You don't have to get all your shit at once. That's like one thing you don't have to do that. Yeah, at all.
So, like you started out doing, or not started out, but you found a lot of success doing trials carries. Like, you started out doing double carries, right? Where each one person.
I believe so. Yeah, I think I just started right off doing doubles.
Like, how much success are you having now compared to when it first started?
Can I be honest?
Yeah, go for it.
The game is so bad right now. Like, the meta is just trash, and like I'm losing to players that shouldn't beat me ever, but they do, because they're just like, they just lob a sticky grenade or like kill me in half a second with a sidearm, and it's like, and now I can't use Icebreaker or No Land too because of the cherry stream. So it's like I'm just getting fucked by like people that aren't as good as me. Like, as weird as that sounds, like it's just the success rate is not high anymore. Like, I used to go hard back in the day, but now it's just like...
No, I remember we had some really good matches with, like, you'd be doing a double carry or something, and then you would basically solo Watts, Ian, and I while we were... Yeah.
That's how it used to be.
Yeah, do you and Ian Rag still have beef? Because we still get that.
Yo, think we could talk about this. Like, for the love of God, like that was not like that stopped being a thing so quick after like the whole YouTube video. Like, that was just no longer a thing, and I still get asked that to this day. And it's like, bro, that was like almost 3 years ago. You gotta chill out. Like, it's fine. We're fine. I mean, everything's fine. Like, everyone asks that. It's crazy.
How do you feel about? Well, I mean, I know you feel bad about this, but how has the transition from Blade Dancer been?
Like, it was rocky at first. Like, I loved Blade Dancer, and I just felt like they nerfed every single thing that like I had used. So it was like for me the way that I played, because it was like super aggressive. So like now if I blink in, I can't see where anyone's at. So it's like really shitty. So it was like rocky when I started playing Titan. Like, I went to Warlock first, and that was like pretty easy to get used to because, like, let's be real, they're Warlocks, super easy. And then I went to Titan. And, like, I like Titan a lot, dude. You start one-shotting people with your melee, like, this shit's super fun. It took a minute.
You got lightning grenades, too.
Oh, yeah.
Those are dumb. A little broken.
They hit you across the map. Like, they hit you through the floor. It's like, oh, dude, sick. Love that. That's tight.
Yeah. You got a chance to play Destiny 2, right, at the Destiny reveal event.
I did, indeed.
What are your thoughts on what you've played so far?
Not having special ammo all the time is a huge concern, like it is now. Like, I like sniping. Sniping's like my thing. It makes the game more fun for me. Like, I know it's still gonna be there, but I like getting that initial pick and all of that. But I do like the way that like the primary game feels. Like, it is a little slower. The TTK is a little higher, which I think is a good thing though. And I really like that like countdown is a thing too. And if that's not the Trials game mode, or if like Trials doesn't have an objective, I'm gonna be a little salty because like, I'm tired of people just camping in the back of the map, just chilling all game, because they don't have to do anything else. So, like,
there's no motivation not to.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Sweet.
Feel really.
Having a little.
It's like it's slow, which is good because they're more powerful in my opinion. But it's looking good.
We may have had a blip in the internet.
Some of that.
What happened?
We may have had a blip in the internet there.
I did?
Yeah, I didn't get that last fragment right there.
Yo, what the fuck?
That's okay. That's why we're recording audio.
I don't remember what I was saying. Oh, yeah, it's true. But yeah, I don't remember where I left off, so I think we're good.
It didn't sound like anything too important, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think so. Probably not.
What did you think about the PC version? You played the PC version, right?
Dude. Wait, do I sound good?
No, you're good now.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine now.
Yeah, we'll let you know if it happens again.
Sound the best.
Cool. PC version felt so good. It felt like it was like meant to be there. You know how sometimes you play a game on PC and you're like, dude, what is this? But yeah, it feels really good. Very smooth. I can't wait for it. It looks so good. 60 FPS, God, I cannot wait.
Are you going to be switching over when the game launches in October?
Yes, I'm gonna switch over. I'm gonna main PC, but I'll still play a little bit of PlayStation, but mainly on PC.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good.
Do you have a PC gaming background, or is it going to be new to learn keyboard and mouse?
Yeah, I played World of Warcraft for like 10 years. And I played a lot of CS:GO as well, so I'm not new to mouse and keyboard at all.
Nice.
So you played World of Warcraft, huh? Can we talk for a second here?
No, please don't.
God,
You
no.
don't see my Frostmourne?
God, no.
I saw the Frostmourne. And I see the
Bruh.
Illidan.
Illidan back there.
Yeah.
What's up?
Did you do some? Did you ever do WoW arenas?
Dude, raw arenas were my shit. I used to sell carries. Not gonna lie. But
Dude, I'm like the same person.
Dude, I sold I carried someone to like 2,200 or something for their shoulders and got or their 22K or whatever it was.
Yeah.
For an Amani Warbear, so that shit's tight.
Yeah.
Oh, the Warbear, of course.
The Warbear,
Yeah,
so
that Warbear,
dude, the Warbear's
man.
so
God
rare, man.
damn.
Like,
I know. I have one of those.
Couldn't get it after Burning Crusade.
Yeah,
Super
the
sick.
Crusade, the burn, the big burn. That's what it was.
But yeah, I got Gladiator a bunch.
Can we talk about
yeah,
magic
yeah.
cards? No,
Can we?
I'm totally
Can we?
joking. I'm totally joking. Can we talk about how Holtz played Magic while we had like a big old line of people that wanted an autograph and like a picture?
Unbelievable.
Look,
It was literally the most selfish thing I've ever seen him do.
I was
and I've
like,
seen him
I'm
do
about to
selfish shit.
smack Holtz in front of all these people, just straight up
Look.
across the face.
I promised to people that were coming, if you bring your Magic cards, I will play you in a game. Early on in the day, I could just step away from the booth, play a quick game, have some fun interaction. It was great. But then when we got really fucking busy, I obviously had a commitment to the massive fucking line that we had. And I also had a commitment.
One, that was a stupid promise to make.
Yes, it
Two,
was.
you should have broken your
Yeah, well, that
promise
was dumb.
because you
Yeah.
literally
No.
had half of the table with Magic cards
Half
and
yes.
of the
people
table.
trying to use that table beside you.
I'll say it was a third of the table, okay? A third of the table for Magic
It's
cards.
super nerdy, dude.
It was overly nerdy. It was. You know, we haven't talked about Garden Con at all, guys.
Yeah,
What you think?
talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Garden Con
talk about
happened.
It did happen.
We were just in Super Sweats, Florida, like
Oh, it
swamp,
sucked.
Florida, like.
Sucks there. How do people
Not-
live there,
not
man?
a on there. In the middle of the summer.
Oh my God! I came back to California. It's like 100 degrees outside right now, and I'm like, yes,
Right?
Give
That's
me
how it was
this
for me.
heat.
It feels so good.
this feels so
It's
good.
amazing.
Yeah, that was my first time going, and you guys warned me about it. You guys told me about it last year. You kind of told me what it was going to be like. I was wholly unprepared for.
Guardian Con or the humidity?
No, I've been to Florida before for
Okay.
Guardian Con, for the mass amount of people, how friendly everybody was, being
Yeah.
able to meeting all those people, but not having even a second to like go to the bathroom. Like there's this
Dude, it's
there's
crazy.
this dueling reality. Like you're so happy to be hugging these people and you're signing autographs poorly in my case, and you're giving people hugs and you're meeting new people. You're meeting people that you've seen online, and you're like, God damn, I've had to pee for like 2 hours now.
If you guys were at Guardian Con, every single person that you met or talked to, if they were a YouTube creator, they really had to go pee.
Probably.
100%, dude. 100%.
The Crafty, did you play in the tournament?
No, I didn't. I'm garbage at the game, dude. That ain't me.
Yeah, I didn't know. We couldn't step away from the booth. We got to see the finals, like the last two matches of the finals by the time we were done.
I didn't even get to see that. I had to watch it when I got home on the Twitch rebroadcast. But Lumi holding down a flag on Rustlance was one of the most impressive things I've ever seen.
So awesome.
That was incredible.
Man's a god.
He is.
Yeah.
So good. Yeah. How was Guardian Con for you, Crafty?
It was super amazing, dude. Got to meet like so many people. It's like the amount of people is just like mind blowing.
It
You know what I
is.
mean? Like if I walk out on the floor, like maybe one or two people will come up and be like, "Yo, what up, dude? Can I get a picture? Like we signed this." And then like you look up and it's just a huge ass line. It's and that line does not ever get shorter either. It's like, as at some point you're like, all right, I gotta do shit. You know what I mean? And then you feel super fucking bad about it.
Yeah.
But like, there's so many people that want to meet you. It's like it blows my mind. It really does.
Yeah. Yeah, it was amazing. Last year was incredible, but it felt a little unorganized. Had issues
sure.
last year. This year, it felt so much more like an actual convention, and like there was some organization behind it. Having 2 days was smart. Having a bigger location so more people could be there and not feel like they're kind of like huddled together. You know, that was kind of a problem last year. So this year it was just so great, and it's just so awesome getting to meet people, see people again, and also meet people that have been in chat you've raided with before and been like, oh my god, you're so and so. You know, like people could see how I'm like average height and I'm not 6 feet tall. Or not a dwarf because people think I'm because I wasn't 6'5", people are like I'm super short. Well, no, I'm average, you know. So, yeah, it's cool.
Crafty, I know last year you had a particularly great thing given to you by a fan, the meetup. I won't say what that was, but do you have any other fun stuff this year?
No, I had some candies given to me though. I haven't tasted them yet though, but they're candy. But also, yeah, someone made me a glass that just says "Das Auto ist gut" on it, and it's just a picture of a dumb little car. It's just like
Das Auto.
So I talk in German in my chat sometimes, and like all I know how to say is shit about cars. Like that car is good. And like that's my car. So I'll just do that. And someone made me a cup. It was super funny.
Nice.
I think that was it though. Pretty sure. Yeah.
We're all still kind of recovering from Guardian Con 2. You stayed and like went to Disney and shit afterwards, right?
Dude, it was so good. Disney was amazing. Epcot is like paradise. If it wasn't so hot, dude. But, like just walking around in a circle and drinking different types of alcohol is like super dope.
With a bunch of friends.
Yeah, with a bunch of buds. You're just budding out, dude.
It's cool.
I love that.
Yeah, we wanted to go to Disney World, but the hour drive and back. We ended up going to Busch Gardens instead, which was a lot of fun. Got to ride the cheetah hunt. Cheetah hunt.
I'm sorry, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, what
is
is
like
that?
Off-brand Space Mountain?
It is way better than Space Mountain.
Oh, okay.
Way better. It is. It simulates 4Gs. Or I mean, you experience 4Gs. Like astronauts experience 3Gs. This is like 4G. It's like you're a cheetah. You're going 60 miles an hour. It's one of these rides where it goes 0 to 60 really fast. You know, and then it flings you up in your stomach, and oh my god, you know, I was in the front row and a bug. I felt wind going, and a bug hit Memes in the face. I was like, "Babe, there's a bug in your face." It's 4Gs. Oh my god.
I experience 4G every day with my sweet Verizon wireless.
We are
4G
not sponsored by Verizon. Get that thing out of here.
Sell out, bro.
If
Honor?
Verizon wants to give us money, fine, but we are not sponsored.
You guys want to talk about some Destinies? Because there's a shit ton of it.
Is there?
Oh my god!
Is there things to talk about in Destiny?
There's a little bit
to talk about.
There's some things.
A little bit this week.
What do you want to start with? The beta? We got the details of the beta today. What exactly is going to be in the beta? We're going to get the strike that we saw at the DRE. We're going to get the homecoming mission that we saw also at the Destiny reveal event. We're going to get I'm sorry, what was the game mode that we played at?
Countdown.
We're going to get that and the map that we played there. But we're also getting Control in a brand new map.
Awesome.
So there'll be 2 game modes to play and 2 maps to play on in the beta. And we're going to get a 1-hour preview of the farm, the new social area that'll happen on Sunday at 10 a.m. Pacific. So it'll be like a real quick thing. Get in there, get out. None of the vendors will be working. I think it's really just a test server load.
No, they said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you guys feel like that's not as much? You feel like there should have been more to the beta?
No,
definitely not.
I think that's fine. That's fine.
It's more than I expected. I expected the exact same build of the game that we got at the DRE, except that you'd be able to choose your character.
Yeah, and we get to play as Titan America. I'm excited about that. Use that shield. Pop it down.
Loot will be dropping.
Oh yeah, they did say that, right?
Loot will be dropping, but it's like this isn't going to be the actual progression system. You'll just get stuff.
Yeah, and you won't keep it for the main game. Any progress you make on your character will end with the beta and not carry on.
Yeah.
But to be honest, what I'm most excited about is that there's 2 maps and 2 PvP game modes, right? Because you're going to play through the homecoming mission. You're going to play through the strike. Maybe you'll play through each of those a couple of times just to, really see every nuance
Different
of them.
Classes,
But you're not going to spend all weekend in there. You're going to spend all weekend in PvP.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I'm gonna try my damnedest to break out of like the map on on Nessus and go try to get into the patrol. Like I'm gonna try really hard to do that.
Well, now they know. Thanks, bud.
They had to expect that. we were doing that like all during the beta. There were people that even on the moon found a way to get to the like the catch. That was for House of Wolves.
Yeah,
So
I remember that.
People will find a way.
Yeah.
That's so sweaty, dude. How did they do it? Like, where do you even know where to look? You know what I mean?
Sweaty
like what the fuck?
Sweaty wall clipping.
Yeah, it's insane. I guess, man. More power to you. I respect it. It's insane.
I gotta say, I think it's really cool that we're gonna check out the farm also for 1 hour. It's really the perfect way for them to say, here's a little bit more, a tiny bit more. You get 1 hour in a social space that is basically turned off. You can like kick the ball around, play some soccer, but that's it. But you're gonna experience the space for an hour, and they're like, here's this small, tiny window of opportunity. Get in there, otherwise you gotta play it September 6th, which I think is cool. I'm excited about it.
Oh yeah, and you will get if you play the beta, you will get an emblem in Destiny 2.
Yep.
Which it looks very similar to the like original beta emblem, except it's like blue instead of lots of colors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
the alpha emblems were the real meta.
What do you guys think of those emblems now? How they have them set up? They go across the screen and all that.
Pretty cool.
It's cool, right?
I like how it's basically like the emblems we have now, but more of it.
I literally have no opinion
More
on
of
the
it.
subject.
More of it.
No opinion? Well, I feel like they're going even deeper on like the design. It feels really refined, which I think it's cool. Like I want to see that they're gonna have like the regular emblem, and then each one of those emblems is gonna be able to blow out into like a top header type of thing. So I wonder if it's gonna incorporate other things in the game too.
Maybe.
Crafty, you're just like, I'm just gonna play PvP the entire time.
I'm gonna play it so good, dude.
Play it so hard.
You're gonna
Play it so good.
You gonna stick to like one subclass, or you're gonna do everything?
I'll probably just like main arc trader for a bit and see what's up. Just level my character, get it all maxed.
Yeah.
And we'll see. I'm not sure.
Oh, that's a good question actually.
hope it's
if you're
good.
gonna have to level it or not. Did they say anything about that?
I don't
The
think
actual
so.
subclass?
Yeah, I didn't think there was going to be. I thought they were just going to give you a character that's like a level 20 in the state of the game type of thing. Here's your, everything unlocked essentially. So we don't see any of that leveling process. But maybe there might be some like minor things to work towards in the beta.
We don't know how we're gonna like unlock subclasses though. We're pretty sure it's gonna be like quests where you have to get stuff to unlock it. But
well, it's called power now, right?
Dang it.
It says power on the side, your power level. So instead of light level, it says power. And like certain things in the map are going to say required power 90. Or combat power. Yeah, I think it's combat power, actually.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
I got no idea.
You guys are like,
Same. No clue.
combat power? What?
God. That's how I feel about that.
We also got a couple of news drops out of IGN. Yesterday, we got the reveal of the farm. We got to see the farm for the first time. It was confirmed that Rahul won't be there. It's going to be Tyler Karn as the Cryptarch.
Do you okay. Sorry to derail you. Do you guys think Rahul's dead?
I hope so. I hope we get a cutscene where we get to watch him die.
Yeah, I want to see him get like decapitated.
I wouldn't mind putting the gun to his head myself.
That's how you get your first
That
subclass.
is savage.
That's how you get your first subclass. You got to take Rahul's power and apply it to your own guardian. Jesus.
I'll take it.
Jesus.
Take the power of Rahul.
I don't think I could do it.
Fucking me over for a long time.
That's the Cryptarch, right?
Yeah,
Cryptarch.
I knew that, dude. I play this game.
Crafty only knows Brother Vance, and that's it.
And Shax, dude. Yeah. That's my life. Though. Someone's like, "Yeah, dude, in the tower." Like, what's his name? I'm like, I have no idea who the fuck that is, man. No clue.
Oh man.
We also got to see there'd be a soccer game, like a physical working soccer game in the farm.
Yeah, with scoring,
which it's kind of cool. I mean, it's just something to do while you're waiting for the rest of your fire team to get together or whatever. And then they also showed off this huge shard of the Traveler, like in the distance, and mentioned that it would be part of. I think they mentioned it would be part of the European Dead Zone.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He said it weird. He said it would be part of the EDT.
I think
I heard
EDZ.
I heard EDZ.
Oh, you heard EDZ? Okay. So, it's part of the European Dead Zone. It seems like it might be even a playable location. You might go inside of it. I don't know. That's all speculation. I don't know.
There's speculation that it could be the raid location. Because the hint for the raid is that it's, I don't remember the exact phrasing, but it was that it's physical and real.
Yeah.
Or it's there was some sort of hint about it being based in real reality or something like that. So it could be something that you can see from the farm and be like, oh, the Traveler's Shard. You go inside
Let's read that shit.
I think it's dangerous to speculate too much off of that sentence because it could literally mean anything.
But this is a podcast about speculation, Briar.
I don't
speculate away.
Was there anything else in the farm that was interesting?
Chickens.
That was cool.
Yeah, Ralph the chicken.
Dude, I think we're giving credit to Destin for naming that chicken forever.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah, it's Ralph the chicken.
That is Ralph.
Yeah, Ralph.
And then today we got another video from IGN first, where they talked about a lot of stuff. They actually had an interview with Bungie's Luke Smith and Mark Noseworthy. And I got to tell you, it's been a while since I've seen an interview from the guys at Bungie where I left it being absolutely hyped about what I heard. I don't think that feeling is shared across the community. I think some people took away different things. But they mentioned a few things. They mentioned that, they have a real emphasis on community building in Destiny 2. Getting your team together on a weekly basis is something that they saw happen in Destiny 1, and they really want to expand on that in Destiny 2. They compared it to having like a regular poker night or a regular golf date where, this is an excuse to get your friends together and have a good time with your friends. Then they also talked a little bit about making Destiny harder. Destiny 2 harder.
Yes.
I will believe that when I see it.
That's a great idea.
Make it harder?
It needs to be harder.
It does. I agree. I want it to be open to people to get into. Like I'm definitely about people jumping in the game and having a great story experience and actually feeling some emotion and being like, wow, that Cade guy, he's badass. Wow, he's
such a lovable goof.
He's a lovable goof, but they definitely have to make the end game like actually difficult, and it needs to go.
God, I need it.
Yeah, it needs to go beyond just PvP, because like PvP creates a lot of weird salt in the community when that's just the end game. They need some sort of difficulty there that as soon as you hit the max light level, there's got to be a reason to be max light level. Because as it is right now, the only reason to be max light level is Iron Banner and Trials. Like literally, that's
yeah.
And
even the hard mode raid. The hard mode raid, you could do it like 20 light level.
Yeah, you could do it.
We did it at 380.
Exactly, it's doable.
Like without much of a problem.
Yeah, there should be an activity that's unlocked when you hit the max level that says you can only enter this if you hit the max level, and then it locks your gear.
I mean, they do that in WoW. Well, kind of.
Thank you.
Kind of.
I think associated with that, and definitely associated with that comment, was that there would be activities in Destiny 2 that have locked loadouts.
Yes.
Which means that you will enter an activity, and whatever loadout you have specified for your Guardian in the primary, in the energy, and in the power weapon slot, possibly with armor as well, that's the loadout that you're sticking with until that activity is over or you quit out of the activity.
Oh, they didn't say all of that, did they?
No.
All right. It
was still vague.
The quote was like they were talking about you going through your golf bag to pick what you want to go out, because once you go into the activity, your loadout's locked.
Yeah.
Right.
What I took that as is like, once you start something, you're not going to be able to change your armor or your weapons or something like that.
Well, there's three possibilities. There's just straight up weapons only. Then there's weapons and armor, and then there's subclass weapons and armor that you might be locked.
I could see subclass for sure. Maybe I don't know. Like I would hate to say you're doing raid or you go do PvP, you get a new drop or something, and then you're like, yeah, I'm going to use this. Oh, my loadout's locked. No.
Right. Okay.
I would hope that it would only be like during an encounter when you're doing it.
So
then you can.
So here's what I
like during a boss fight or something.
Yeah, during a boss fight or during like an entire PvP match.
Yeah.
It might also only be. I think Briar, you said this. It might only be heroic mode for raids.
Yeah. the heroic mode of raids, maybe the Nightfall, maybe Trials of Osiris, something like that.
Yeah.
And they didn't specify at all what it would be in. They just said,
Yeah, it's very vague. Yeah. I honestly don't think that they would make it where it's like the whole raid. That doesn't make sense that they would do that. I think when respawn restricted modes hit, then that might be tied into times when they lock your loadout as well. So once that respawn restricted happens, it's like, okay, that's your loadout. Better, make sure you know what you're doing. Make sure you have teams set up correctly. I think what it does for raids is it makes people have to be a role.
Yeah,
right.
Which is cool. Because right now, the only role that really happens is if you're doing a specific mechanic. Like say you're throwing bombs or shooting the cannons or something like that. Whereas this way, if it's a lock loadouts, let's say you need for sure 2 snipers on a team, 2 people with rockets, and 2 people with grenade launchers or something. So those are the power distribution of the team. I think it'd be really interesting if it actually required some coordination like that. Like some sort of boss.
Will that make it harder though? You know what I mean? Like if there's just a meta to it, would that make it harder?
For sure, it would make it harder. But they've already said that they're taking the mechanic of permadeath out of the heroic mode raid, and they're investigating other ways of adding challenge. So this could be that method.
Could be one of them. Yeah.
Okay. I feel like locked loadouts would be like a lot more challenging in PvP. Just because, like,
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Depending on what they're using. But if you already know, like, the raid and, like, you're like, all right, we need 2 of these, and whatever, then, like, I feel like, it would just get to the point where it was just easy again.
True.
Yeah.
The raid's always going to get to the point where it's easy.
That's true.
Right? That repetition of the same exact thing, it's always going to get to the point where it becomes rote and you've memorized it. But the initial couple of weeks, especially, like, the first couple of runs where you're really figuring out the mechanics, you're really figuring out, like, how do we optimize all this? That's the best part of a raid, and I think this would be a lot of fun, like a lot of fun, because you'd really be, instead of just worrying about myself and which sniper rifle am I bringing, which shotgun am I bringing, which rocket launcher am I bringing, like which primary am I bringing. We're thinking about it as a team, and we're building a loadout. We're not only are we talking about subclasses, we're talking about, all right, well, what armor with what perks are we bringing? Who's going to be on DPS? Who's our best sniper? Who's the best with a shotgun who can take care of clads, take care of ads when they get too close to the snipers? Who's gonna perform these roles, and who's gonna, how are we gonna build this out? And I think that could be a lot of fun. It does come with the risk that you failed. But it's heroic mode, and isn't that okay? Isn't it okay to fail heroic mode? It's supposed to be hard.
It's supposed to be hard. A lot. You should fail it. Right. Like, what is there a way they could make like PvE have more longevity though? You know what I mean? Like how WoW has mythic shit, and like keep going up.
I would love to see like the difficulty
that'd be
cranked up even more.
Yeah, like if you could
like
just
Nightfall
keep going.
raids.
No, like the equivalent of mythics would be like where it would just keep increasing the light level to a point where you're like going against light level 360 enemies at light level 300 or something.
That'd be awesome.
That equivalent at least. And
do you get rewards that are worth it?
Yeah. You'll still kind of get rewards that are worth it, but it's like it gets hard. It gets progressively harder and harder and harder until like a new tier of content comes out and you can finally like keep going up higher.
That'd be awesome.
I think that's maybe what we need though, is we just need more content faster. You know what I mean? I think that would just solve the whole issue. Like make it like super hard, and then
they did say that they're working on that. Activision, the CEO. Yeah.
Because I like PvE. Like, I enjoy PvE, but like I can't I'll do a raid, and if there's nothing that I really want from the raid, like after I've done it a couple of times, like I don't want to do it again because I don't want anything, and like I already know what's gonna happen. All that shit. So
I think a mythic system would be incredible. I'd love that, honestly.
Yeah.
I'd also like to see random modifiers every week. Like if there was arc burn and grounded or some. Well, I hate grounded, so not that one, but something like that.
Also not true.
Dope.
I only want ones that can possibly benefit me.
Well, I mean, arc burn would make it interesting. So if like ads have more damage and we have more damage, like it seems like an interesting trade-off.
I feel like modifiers like that they're interesting, but it's not a particularly cool solution, especially since we're like just going, oh yeah, just add modifiers to it. It seems like too simple of a thing to increase difficulty in an interesting way, at least.
It seems like the mythic thing would be the best.
Yeah,
just keep on.
I think so too.
Yeah, keep on adding light level and difficulty. and see how far you can go. Because then you could also have leaderboards, like monthly. Be like, who has achieved?
That'd be super sick.
Yeah, who has achieved the highest light level of that raid this month? They're a badass. They get like special emblems for it, for being the highest.
The only time I've ever liked PvE in a game and like continually gone back and done it was in WoW challenge modes, because there were leaderboards.
Mm-hmm.
There were leaderboards. Yeah. Those were so much fun.
Sick, man. And like you get the gear set too that looks super sick. Oh my god, I love those.
That was how I paid my rent. I sold those.
Did you sell those?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. I just got carried by a sweaty friend, but it looked fucking sick.
It was really fun, and then seeing how like the top teams would change their strategies for it. Like I would love to see that in Destiny. To see like how quickly and flawlessly you could execute this thing. Like you know what's going to happen in it, but you keep getting better and better and better at it. And then the leaderboards are always cool. So then we got like a title for being first. We got like the fastest run on 5 different challenge modes. So then you get a special title for it that you just always had until someone knocked you out of first place.
That'd be sick.
Cool.
I want more shit like that. Like where like you know how WoW had like rank 1 titles that like that you literally kept forever if you had rank 1 in the season. Like that shit's dope. I feel like we need something like that.
Yes, we do. That would be freaking awesome.
That would be awesome.
So cool to try to grind for.
Yeah, for sure.
That would be really fun. If you combined like a system like you're talking about too with the fixed loadouts, where you have to adapt based on what the game is giving you with the loadout you have, because you can't necessarily switch your loadout. So you're just gonna have to figure out a way to make it work.
Yeah,
that's interesting. Sure.
Yeah. So they also said this could. Well, they said the activities, but I think the really interesting thing is also applying this to PvP right now, or at least I think that was something that we were talking about like back in year 1 of Planet Destiny. We were like, man, it'd be really cool if Trials had fixed loadouts. So, you plan your loadout going in, and then someone can't just switch to immediately counter what you have when you're loading in the game or something.
For sure.
Or you can't switch from Icebreaker when the Icebreaker had the problem of reloading all your ammo to another gun.
Yeah.
Right.
I think fixed loadouts would be really dope in PvP. I'm down for that.
Yeah.
Super down.
There are some kind of downsides to it, in my opinion, where, for some, I think it would increase like the speed at which the community finds that meta or that loadout, like everyone using palindrome Icebreaker right now for the most part, or palindrome sidearm. It's like, so people would go scout rifle hand cannon because this covers all possible ranges and everything, and hardest hitting things, yada yada. I don't know, at the same time, I think it does offer up a lot of interesting play styles where you feel so confident in your short range game that you're just going to go all short range loadout and then just try to be that aggressive guy.
Yeah.
And then you can't change from it, and you might get punished for it. But
yeah.
If your whole team did it too in Trials, then you could get punished right out of your card.
Oh yeah.
True.
But again, it's gonna be 4v4. So it might be like the best setup is having 2 close range and then 2 long range players on each team.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting to think about. We'll have to see what actually happens when the game comes out. We'll see how they actually integrate these ideas into whether they go into PvP at all, or if they're only PvE, or if they're only PvP and they don't go into PvE. We'll have to wait and see.
Yep. I think the hardest thing that's going on right now, especially for a lot of people in the community, is that we're looking at all this stuff and they'll say something, and then we'll immediately look at that thing through the lens.
In Destiny 1.
Yeah, through the lens of Destiny 1. And it colors it heavily because we're really jaded on a lot of topics right now from Destiny 1. And
a little?
No, I said really.
Sorry.
Like, we're really jaded on, like, I think I said really. Maybe I said little. Who knows?
You said really. A little lot.
Yeah, really. When Destiny 2 is a new game, they said multiple times now, it's a fresh start, new game, your stuff is gone.
Yeah.
So, like, if they screw it up post-launch, then it's their fault. But if we bitch and moan about it before they've launched the game and then it launches and it's great, it's like, hey, let's chill a bit on like the conclusions that we're jumping to. Not that I want to be riding the bungee train. I mean, I want them to do a good job, obviously. But,
You like
how would you guys feel about a like a gun game mode in Destiny?
Love it.
I would love that. That would be so fun.
Gun game is my shit.
Love
like
gun
Black
game.
Ops 1. I love it so much.
Yeah.
I feel like it could work in Destiny as well. Like
Gun game wager matches.
Dude, the wager matches were sick. Like high roller, dude.
Yeah, those are fun.
I would be all about gun game. I would just play that all the time.
Yeah.
Peace out on trials.
That could be the new Rumble. Just gun
game. That would
game.
be so dope.
I'd be down with it. It is a fun, and the amount of weapons available to you in Destiny are so much greater than they are in Call of Duty.
For sure.
That, who knows what you'd wind up with for a weapon all of a sudden.
Yeah, you have to go through every single weapon type for both kinetic and then energy. But then like it would just give you a random scout rifle for scout rifles. So sometimes you'll get like a really good one, and other times you'll get a crap scout rifle to have to go through. Yeah. It'd be pretty fun.
Like everyone gets the same one though, because if it's just random per player, then like you have like a good one, you're just shitting on people.
Oh hell yeah!
I
love
that. Okay.
I love the randomness. I
like the random.
I like the progression. I like you start out with like you start out with like a rocket launcher. All right, easy kill.
Yeah, it's random per match, but it's the same for every player in that match.
In the match, okay. Yeah, I see. Okay.
Okay, got it.
I wouldn't mind that. Because if it was random in the match, people just like give a shit scout rifle just being pooped on.
Yeah. RNG would just give somebody a win.
I mean,
for sure.
Fixed loadouts will hopefully make some of that better, so there isn't just like the worst scout rifle possible. But then again, there might be the most garbage scout.
We talked about this last podcast, aka the live one, but we couldn't devote a hell of a lot of time to it because we wanted to like talk to people that were actually there. What do you guys think of the whole fixed rolls on weapons?
I don't mind that.
I don't feel like I have enough information about it to really make up my mind.
Same.
I haven't seen what the modification slot really does. I don't know how many weapons are going to be in Destiny 2. I just don't know enough about it to get excited or upset about it.
Okay.
I've also never gotten a God Roll gun ever, dude. Like literally ever. Never. I've never gotten one.
It took you like 8 months into Taken King for you to get a different sniper rifle than like the starting one.
For sure. Dude, I can't get a good roll on anything. It's insane.
Okay, what if there was the same amount of weapons in Destiny 1 as are in Destiny 2, and they're locked rolls? How would you feel about that?
There's only like
what can I modify with the modification slot?
Like sights.
Sights, that's it? No barrels, no stocks, no stability upgrades, no range upgrades, nothing?
I mean, what exactly is a fixed roll then at that point, right?
Well, so here's the difference, right? Is with fixed roll would be a base weapon, and then with modifications that you find, in a similar drop system to how we find engrams now, is you could then take those modifications that you like best and customize the weapon to how it suits you. So there'd be a couple of layers of RNG, but as long as you had the modification that you liked, you'd always be able to. I'm going to use Zayas Luna. Like everybody wants that gun with rangefinder on it. Otherwise, it's worthless, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, rangefinder and rifle, yeah.
Yeah. So if you had those mods, you could just put them on there, right? So you got the base weapon. You went out and you worked and you found the mods that you wanted for your Zayas Luna. You put them on there. If that's how that works, it sounds great. If the mods are just cosmetic, I don't know. It starts sounding a little vanilla to me.
I don't know. If they were just like different guns and each gun had like a specific roll on it, I'd be totally fine with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if it's just that was it. Because you ever been like shooting at someone and they just too tappy with a Luna or something? Like your shots were on, but they won the fight.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot easier to balance for sure.
It is.
Yeah, for sure.
I would say if they had 3 to 4 times the amount of weapons that are in right now, and it was all fixed rolls with cosmetics for modifications, then I'd be okay with that. If it's
all the weapons that are currently in Destiny 1 from the beginning to now. If that's what was in Destiny 2, like then that would be a very good amount.
Vendor weapons and
all the vendor weapons I've ever had. All the everything basically outside of raid weapons, because those are basically fixed rolls.
So 3 years of updates rolled into one with vanilla Destiny 2. for the amount of weapons.
Yeah. Yes, please.
I could get behind that.
Please.
If they're going to do fixed rolls, 100%.
Yeah.
If they're gonna,
I don't want to see like, oh yeah, the only 2 viable hand cannons are going to be Palindrome and Aes Luna. So like, there's only 2, but they both have crap rolls, so you're stuck using better rolls that are in a fast rate of fire archetype or something. I don't know.
That's honestly what drives me crazy about the PvP right now. It's like it's gotten so narrow to what you're using with like primary, icebreaker, sidearm, and stickies. It's like Destiny in year 1 for PvP. We complained a lot about it, but man, it was fun to play and watch.
It was so fun. It was so fun, man.
It was.
It's so stale now. It's just the same things over and over. It's awful.
It is 3 years old too.
It's very old, but I've been like just using random stuff now. Like I've been bringing back the Hawk Moon, and like sometimes I'll roll with the fusion rifle. Like I'm playing C.
Yeah.
So that's kind of fun. But like I said, I can't use an icebreaker or no land, so I can't challenge immediately. So I have to like wait forever for special ammo.
It's fortunate the weekend that you had to do that. It was anomaly. So then like you just went universal remote.
Dude, that's my favorite map to snipe on though. That's the issue.
It was just so funny watching you completely try to warrior me, and I was like, "What? Is it Crafty? Okay, the shotgun."
Yeah. It's rough. It's rough out here.
I will say, if the modifications on weapons has its own loot pool and actually modifies interesting things about the gunplay and has common, uncommon, rare, legendary, and possibly exotic varieties, then oh baby, am I gonna love that. Like they could have the amount of weapons that they have right now in the game and then modifications. It exponentially grows the combinations if that's something that's possible.
Yeah.
And grows the hunt as well for all the things that you want.
Yeah. And then if you can remove modifications and replace them, like all of a sudden you can take your favorite hand cannon, set it up for PvP, and then set it up for PvE.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah. I like it.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like it. You know what else I like?
No.
These blue mics and headphones. No doubt. You've noticed the ones that we are using here. There's some of the iconic gear that Blue creates. Blue's award-winning products are the driving force behind professional musicians, internet creators, and countless elite gaming teams and Twitch streamers. Their Yeti USB mic is the internet's most popular microphone, and their Sadie and Lola headphones deliver an insane sound and a very personalized fit. Blue offers everything you need to completely immerse yourself in the ultimate gameplay experience. Learn more about Blue at bluemic.com.
Nailed it.
You brought a couple of it's there.
Get one.
Hashtag sellout is currently flooding the chat right now.
You brought a couple of the blacked out Yeti mics, and we signed them with gold.
They look good.
They looked real good. Like those blacked out Yetis are pretty cool looking. It's like it's not shiny. It's like a flat black, and it covers every surface. Those are cool looking.
Murdered out Blue Yeti. Yeah.
Murdered out Blue. You guys want to do some Twitter questions?
I think we have a lot to go through due to our guest this week.
Oh, God.
First question is from Nolan Rooney. He says, what's your true relationship status with @Gathalion?
We like to fuck sometimes, man. You know what I mean? It's like... It's only gay if you're gay. That's all I'm saying, man.
Tyler Andrew Zelnis says, with locked loadouts in Destiny 2, won't raids be harder for someone new to join because a group might be looking for a specific role for a raid?
I think so.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
Isn't it okay to have stuff that's too hard for a new player?
Yeah.
Isn't that okay?
It's okay, yeah. Like
you just gotta farm to get everything so you can fill any role, I guess. That's what it comes down to.
It's another barrier to entry, but at the same time, like, we don't know enough about it. Like, what if it's only going to be applied to hard mode raid? In which case, maybe normal mode won't require it. So then, I don't know.
The raids are the hardest thing for PvE in the game. They should have several barriers of entry.
Yeah, I'm okay with the normal raid being, a competent fire team.
Yeah.
Or 4 out of 6 people are competent enough to carry the rest through. I would like heroic to be different. I would like heroic to be hard for a good fire team. right?
For
A
sure.
fire team that knows what they're doing, they're still fighting for survival in there.
Yeah.
Eng Bangarang says, "What are Crafty's thoughts on socks?"
I'm down with socks. I mean, obviously, I'm gonna wear socks out, but I don't ever sleep in my socks. Or if I'm like chill, like right now, I'm not wearing socks. Like if you sleep in socks, man, what's the point? You just fucking lose them every night anyway. They come off.
I don't want
They
socks.
come off
say-
during the night, and then you lose socks.
Worst night of sleep I've ever had. It was like one of the capture events. I saw one of the Bungie guys saying, "Yo, you should sleep in socks, man. It's best sleep you'll ever have." And I was like, "I'll try that. I've been traveling all day. I'm tired as hell." Slept with socks on. Literally the worst night of sleep I have
It's
ever
awful.
had in my
It's
life. And I
terrible.
told him the next day, and he just laughed at me. He's like, "I
Yeah.
got you."
Oh,
Gotcha.
what a dick, dude. What a dick.
Wow. The only time I've accidentally fallen asleep with socks on is like probably pretty drunk. And then I wake up halfway through being like, what's wrong? What's going on? I'm so uncomfortable. I'm like, socks on my feet. Jesus, get these off.
Still got like your jeans on and belt. And
Yeah.
all
The
sorts of
socks,
stuff
man.
goes wrong.
Socks.
It's with the
Can't
socks
say
are the
socks.
worst though. You know?
Yeah, you gotta get those off.
Yeah.
Do not pass out with your socks on. Juan Cabilo said, "Thoughts on the tournament at GC at Guardian Con?" And we got thoughts.
I think it was dope. I mean, the game's like not very competitive in the state, but like I think just like that atmosphere of like people being like in the stands watching this tournament, like that's dope for Destiny.
Yeah. Like even though it may not be competitive for like most of us, when you take a game and play it at the level that those guys were playing it at, like they made it look competitive.
Yep.
That's true.
Definitely felt like it.
That's true for sure.
It was. I got to experience that a little bit when we were at the Red Bull event, and we were like, we had a bunch of people, like maybe 40 people sitting in a theater, and they were just like, "Hey, let's just turn on the Destiny Twitch directory." We were watching you, Crafty, just play Trials, and
Oh,
yeah, and it was like, holy shit! Like we were all cheering and stuff when you made a play, and we're like, and I was just thinking, this is what like competitive Destiny could be like, just. And then, and then finally getting to see it there with a couple thousand people watching on it, like big screen people playing, like that was a really cool moment to kind of build up to that.
absolutely.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Super
Loved
awesome.
I know that all the language that Bungie uses in the lead up to Destiny 2 discourages anybody for having any hope for competitive seed in Destiny 2. But when you look at the changes they're making with, locked loadouts, I think is a good one. Having non-randomized weapon rolls, all the weapons roll at the same.
Everything's 4v4.
Yep.
Yeah, everything's 4v4. All the maps are designed for 4v4. There's so many things that they've done to change. Getting rid of special weapons and moving them down to power weapons. There's so many things that they've done to improve what competitive play could be like in Destiny 2. Based on what they've learned in Destiny 1, I'd be shocked if they don't have something, maybe with the Osiris DLC or maybe further down the road. If they don't bring private matches back and like really set up something cool for competitive Destiny, I'd be shocked.
It'll come. I think it will.
Yeah.
For sure.
I feel like a lot of their messaging has been this great PvE game. But you're right. They've made all these great changes for PvP as well. And maybe they're just not ready to fully commit yet, but they've left open a bunch of back doors to be like, hey, we decided that we're going to have a really great competitive environment. And here's some extra things that we just flipped on that weren't in there first, but now they are. Now they maybe drop something with the Osiris DLC or something, which I would love because competitive Destiny is really fun when the meta is great and people are into it. So at that event, like the vibe was electric. But when it grows beyond that at the moment with like the Twitch directory and people trying to play it competitively, it has so many problems that I hope those things don't come to Destiny 2. Specifically the netcode. It's got
Oh my god,
problems to be
for sure.
Yeah. So
it'll be interesting to see how that works out in the beta, seeing what the netcode feels like in the beta.
very interesting, right?
Speaking of connections, this weekend was the first weekend that I'd ever had where like I actually got DDoS from Trials and like the stream,
Really?
like everything went down, and then
That sucks.
That was me. Sorry, not sorry.
Briar strikes again.
Yeah. And then we had people basically lagging so hard that they would intentionally desync themselves from the game, so they were invisible and killing us with like smoke bombs and grenades and shit like that.
That sounds like fun.
That was fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a great experience.
That shit's the worst, man.
Yeah.
Like just getting kicked offline.
Yeah.
Ellen Necky asked, did you hear Luke Smith saying Destiny 2 Raid will have a similar release time to the Taken King and Rise of Iron? How you like it? I don't. Feels rushy for the first days again.
Yeah.
It feels more rushy because we're not starting at, the current light level and moving up to the next light level. We're starting from scratch and moving up to max light.
So I look at it two ways. Either A, oh my God, this sucks because we're going to get hit max light level really fast and they designed it that way and we're going to jump in the raid at, basically light level in 3 days. I really, really hope that's not the case. The other way of looking at it is they want to give us a taste. They want to say, here's the raid entrance. You can take your low level ass in there and get stomped and realize that you need to level up for a couple weeks before you can actually get in there. And I really hope that's the case. Because it would be cool if they're like, hey, take a look. Go ahead. Take your shoes off in the front door. And then just get pounded.
The problem, theoretically what you're saying for that second example sounds good, except that if you don't get in there to do that first raid, right? If you don't go in for that blind raid, it's going to get ruined for you. Mm-hmm. It's going to be all over the Reddit. It's going to be all over YouTube. It's going to be all over Twitch. So it's going to be so hard. And even if you could somehow manage to keep your blinders on and not see an ounce of material about that raid, and you go in there perfectly blind, you got 5 other people who doubtful they were as committed as you, right?
For sure. For sure.
I just hope they at least have 2 weeks, even a week. Just not 3 or 4 days. That's because you just got to grind. You got to sit in front of that console for 18 to 20 hours a day and just grind.
Everybody wanted it to be like 2, 3, maybe even 4 weeks out.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Gray Wander says, would it be satisfying for you to see Master Rahul killed in Destiny 2? Very satisfying.
I think I had an answer to that already. And yeah, Briar, I am honestly shocked. I didn't know there was such vitriolic hate building up.
Such passion.
I remember when he changed my first legendary engram to a blue weapon. Yeah. Look, and I'm still mad about it.
See, I have a theory about this. Like Rahul had to level up stuff as well. Like he was progressing just with us. He had to level up his Cryptarch ability, which is why for that first amount of time, he just sucked at it.
Why don't you go sell that story to Bife? I'm talking about trying to get loot in the early days of Destiny. It was hard.
Yeah.
He still gives me even with the exotic engrams, he still never gives me what I want.
Yeah, I feel like, Rahul feels like a corporation instead of a person, and I'm down with Rahul. Just let him fall. Let him get destroyed. He doesn't feel like a person to me at all.
If he's drowning and I got a life preserver, I might walk away. I might take that life preserver with me.
Savage, man. The savagery.
Yeah.
I mean, if nobody's looking, especially. It's just me and him there.
He's also pretty smug, too. Smug and arrogant when he's talking.
Kind of a dick.
Yeah.
Kind of a dick.
Bring me something that's a challenge next time.
Oh, God.
Why do I have a green out of this legendary now?
I have a package from Amazon. I'll be right back. Sorry, guys.
No problem. Twisted Fate says, with the news about Destiny 2 losing major story elements from Destiny 1, do you still consider Destiny 2 as a sequel or a new starting point for the franchise?
Okay, could you re-say that one again? Sorry.
With the news about Destiny 2 losing major story elements from Destiny 1. So we're losing story elements like the Traveler, stuff like that. The Darkness. Do you still consider Destiny 2 as a sequel, or is it a new starting point for the franchise?
I consider new starting point, kind of. Yes, it's definitely going to be the sequel, but I don't know. It's more of how the first Star Trek that J.J. Abrams did, kind of
100%
rebooted the franchise, and then now we have all these other ones that are coming out. That's what I feel it's like. This is That was Taken King. I don't know where I'm going with this one, but I don't know where I'm going with this analogy.
If you're gonna go with the Star Trek, I would go with Destiny 1 is like Star Trek the motion picture. It had some ideas, but ultimately it was disappointing.
What about the whales?
Star Wars 1?
Destiny 2 is more like Wrath of Khan.
Okay.
Everything is coming into place. It's what the game should have been to begin with. Did I say Star Wars or Star Trek? Star Trek. The most.
So Destiny 1 is like the Star Wars Christmas special.
Yeah.
Where it's like it's using stuff from the universe, but and then Destiny 2 is
I think
Return of the Jedi.
You know what? Here's the problem, guys. You're looking at it from movies. Yeah. I think it actually needs to be TV series. Like a whole nother set of writers came on during the series and decided to fix things. They didn't expect it to be a hit, and suddenly everybody wanted to watch it every week. And they're like, "Oh, we have some major plot holes. We got to fix this." I don't have a specific TV show in mind, so I'm sorry. This would have been a better example if I had one. But
definitely would have been.
Right? Yeah, for sure. Because all these movies you're saying, I'm
Lost.
like, those don't have big old plot holes. Not like Destiny.
I'm kind of scared that this is the Destiny's going to end up like Lost, where there's just so many unanswered questions, but it's really cool the entire time.
Speaking of having a whole new writer team on there.
Yeah, it's like Lost, only if the really confusing episodes happened in season 1, and then later on they got stuff figured out. That's how it'd be.
Yeah. Cameron Rice said, so do you think it's... Tefty, I'm going to ask you the question because you stepped away. With the news about Destiny 2 losing major story elements from Destiny 1, do you still consider Destiny 2 a sequel or a new starting point for the franchise?
It's definitely a sequel. They're not completely cutting things out. They're just saying that they're going to come back to it at a later date. And we were actually talking about this in chat. I would much rather have each expansion / version of Destiny focus on a story point that makes sense. So this Destiny 2 vanilla is going to be about the tower getting kicked right in the Cabals, and the Cabals showing up and saying, "What up?" So they're going to throw a boot on the Traveler, and we're going to be like, "Oh my God, my light!" Like that's the story. It's not going to be, "Hey, all that, also the Traveler," or also the Stranger, and also the Queen, and also Varix, and no, it's going to be a very focused story. So I'm okay with that. They can tell stories in those ways with the expansions. It's a big universe.
Yeah, for sure. Cameron Rice says, how do you want raids changed in Destiny 2? Personally, I'm done with the whole stand here, shoot this mechanic.
I can agree where you're coming from that. Like the raids now definitely feel like they have a formula, or they've basically always kind of had a formula where there's do stuff, and then here's a mechanic that is you're going to wipe you unless you do something, and then another phase where you have to survive and then go back to doing stuff to lead to the secondary phase, to lead to the DPS phase. Yeah, they do have kind of a very recognizable structure to them right now, which it's good because it's kind of it's easier to learn, but at the same time it's bad because it's easier to learn. So sometimes you need some Dark Souls elements put into the game where you're just, I have no idea what this thing's gonna do. Let's see what happens. Oh, yeah.
Some phase 2 and phase 3 of bosses would be sick.
For sure.
Yeah, that'd be good. Mm-hmm. I would like more movement mechanics for our Guardians where, we have to be running around. I really like the beginning of the Crota's End raid where you drop down into the pit and you have to get your whole fire team through that pit. It's a really fun moment. For even now, it's fun to try and get your whole raid team or to watch one of your raid team fall into that pit and know that they're not coming with.
Yeah.
I like the movement stuff. I like feeling in danger for my life, not necessarily knowing I have to stand in a spot and shoot something.
Mm-hmm.
Mighty Snipes 84 says, what was your favorite part of Guardian Con 2017? He says, mine was getting to hang out with all of you at the DCP booth on Saturday.
Oh, thank you.
Awesome.
I'm gonna Crafty's butt.
Ooh.
Really?
We never like did stuff though, which I'm kind of like.
We didn't do butt stuff this time. We did
No
some
butt
at
stuff?
no. We did some at the Dre dinner. Just
Yeah,
a little bit there.
but, we didn't really like.
Nah,
we
just
do it.
none.
Didn't seal the deal.
Nah.
Didn't
I remember,
Sometimes.
didn't doom fist it.
yeah. Well, last Guardian Con, we were at the kind of pre-party. Like you came out, you put your arm around me. I was like, he's gonna try to put his hand on my butt. I'm gonna get to his butt before he gets to mine. And then like I went in for the grab, but I was not expecting you to have such a nice butt that I ended up just like, instead of like, I thought I was gonna get a flat thing, like flat palm, and I ended up getting just kind of all 5 fingers into one butt cheek like that. I was like, oh, and I just like gripped, like, wait, that was not, oh no, and then you left. So great first impressions. First impressions.
I've got a nice butt, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was fantastic butt, dude. You should be.
I appreciate that.
Proud.
Craft, do you do squats?
Appreciate that. I don't, man.
No, just gifted.
Just natural ass.
Natural ass gift.
Gifted ass.
Natural ass. But my favorite, I don't know. I like just getting to meet all the people that like I only get to see like through chat room is like pretty fucking awesome. Like I loved that, and also getting to hang out with like all my close friends for like a week straight. Like that was like amazing. I loved that so much.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
It's getting to see everyone. Like that's pretty much what I love the most.
I would say for me, the whole event was incredible. So it's really tough to pinpoint one event. But one that does stand out was getting to do DCP live. So we could interrupt each other live and look at each other right in the face. That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was cool. And there was beers there. That was
so I couldn't partake in the beer.
What? You had beers?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
We went on the stage. There was a cooler of ice cold beer.
We went on after the jam, and they all had beers there, and so we just took some of the beers that were left over.
Totally rated that. I needed it too. I was so hungry. I just needed the calories from that beer, and the fact that it was cold beer and it had alcohol in it. It was just what you need right before starting a podcast.
You needed some dinner beer.
4 beers deep.
Yeah,
some
beers deep in the last signing session. You were just knocking shit over in the booth.
That's not true. I didn't knock anything over.
Bullshit.
I was about to knock you over for playing Magic on our signing table.
Oh shit.
Next year, I'm going to have a dedicated Magic the Gathering time where I'm just like, hey,
I think that's probably a better idea.
You should just get a Magic the Gathering booth.
Just like,
just get them up, dude.
Yeah.
Get them up.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna have my own solo booth. It's like, yo, come play me in Magic.
Yeah.
I like it. Fuck DCP. I'm gonna be over my booth. Got Magic cards.
My favorite moment was actually is kind of crashing Tefty's fan meetup on Saturday night because I got to meet a lot of people, but it was real brief, like handshakes. What's your name? How you doing? But at the meetup, I got to actually like hang out and like have actual conversations with people that I'd only like, briefly met online. It was really fucking nice. And it was at a great venue. I can't remember it.
Ombit was the one that set it up.
Ombit set it up. He set it up at this really cool pub that had a outside deck and an inside, and we had the whole place to ourselves. There were couches out there. The beers were flowing. It was a really fun time.
It was legit, and you did not crash it at all, man. Like you were obviously welcome, 100%. It was fantastic. That was, like I said, there's so many awesome moments during Guardian Con. That was one of them also. Getting to hang out with everybody. Just like you said, when you get to have beers and just talk and just hang out, it's one of the coolest things.
Yeah.
Super dope.
Yeah, it was great. I lost my place. Rich Summers says, will Destiny 2 dumbing down the talent trees, take away from the fun we all had in Destiny 1? Shouldn't we have more options, not less?
I feel like a lot of that shit was useless anyway. And it just came down to like a meta in the end, and I feel like a lot of people didn't really branch out,
Tried some stuff at the beginning.
Yeah, at the beginning for sure,
Kinda
but then it always funneled into like, you're using the same shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm hoping that there's more options to either in PvP or in PvP. There's just more options to build a loadout and build a subclass that suits the way you want to play it, so that it's not just you set it and forget it.
Yeah. Do you think, Crafty, you bring up a great point, man. It's like a lot of it's useless. A lot of it is like, once you figure out the meta, are you ever going to use those perks unless they do some sort of adjustment to the meta and suddenly, like when Arc Bolt was useless and you had to switch.
Yeah.
You make a great point. It's like, well, a lot of it's just going to be boiled down anyways. So
yeah, for sure.
It takes out the
like
fun.
Bungie didn't cut that out. We did, just because that's our meta. We created that.
It takes out the fun for Holtz and Datto to make very hyper detailed, nerdy videos about every possible setup and how you're going to avoid 90% of it.
You're welcome. No, that is the type of stuff that I enjoy, and I feel like it's getting taken away. At the same time, we don't know how exotic armor and exotic weapons will really play into everything. So, the example I like to use right now is the only weapon that really makes a play style right now is Monte Carlo, where you can start focusing in more on your melee abilities and stuff. If we get more exotic armors and weapons that are more in that vein, where you can start focusing in on a play style when using it, then it's like, okay, I'm happier with that, even though we only have these two different talent trees. But at least those two talent trees are all very synergistic. They all work with each other. Whereas right now, I could just have a random pile of talents, and I have no idea what they could do if I haven't taken time to research it. So there's good, there's bad, whatever. This is a game that we're going to get. Let's see how much fun we can have and see what I can break in it.
Also, a lot of that stuff has moved over to armor. Recovery, armor, speed, all these things, they're getting put over to actual physical armor pieces. So instead of it just
like
being
Dr. Disrespect over there.
Instead of just being these like 9 bubbles that you shift around, like you're going to have actual armor pieces that you have to find.
Shadowhunter says, what does Crafty think of the changes to Crucible since sniping won't be as relevant to the game?
Not a huge fan. Like I didn't get as much time as I wanted to play Destiny 2, but sniping's still going to be there. I think it's weird that it's like lumped together with like rocket launchers and shit, or like grenade launcher. I think it's like, what the fuck? Snipers are there too. But it will be nice, to like not have like everyone using an icebreaker all the time or no land. And like having some primary gameplay in there. But we'll still be able to snipe. Be fine.
They basically brought it back to like the Halo style of picking up a power weapon, right?
Yeah.
So now you don't run to the power weapon that you want. Anytime you pick up the power weapon, you're getting ammo for the power weapon that you want.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, say that again? What?
So in Halo, if you wanted the shotgun or if you wanted the sniper, you'd run and try and get the sniper before the other team.
Okay.
In Destiny 2, you'll have the sniper. You're just going to run to get the ammo. So you're not necessarily the power weapons. It's a very Halo-ish way of doing power weapons.
Yeah.
I'm just happy I don't have to have like a sword on my back to look cool anymore. Like I'm going to be able to have a sniper rifle on my back. Way more cool, which is basically how I spec my character.
To look cool?
Oh yeah, no, I don't want a rocket launcher or a machine gun.
I make my character look so dumb. Anytime any character, my character just looks so stupid.
There is a tactical advantage to not having a rocket launcher on your back. If you're going up a incline or a hill and that little rocket launcher starts peeking up like a periscope, I'm gonna see that peeking up before you do, or before you. True. Yeah, and I get to shoot you.
It's like the afro in PUBG. It's a little bit taller. Shadowhunter says. I just read that one. Tyler Gang says, any word on special edition Destiny 2 PS4 Pro? I want to buy a PS4 Pro, but don't want to miss out.
Bungie, are you listening right now? Information on that would be sweet, because I kind of want one too.
Yeah, that would be cool. It would be cool to see that, so people can start saving for it too. Like, announce that thing well before it's coming out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Juan Camilo says, how do you deal with toxic trolls on stream? I saw Watts especially destroying one on one of her streams. It was great to meet all of you at GC. It was great to meet you too, Juan. How do you guys deal with toxic trolls?
I turn them into a huge joke every time. Because it's like, you know what I mean? Like, what are you doing, man? Like, I hear that shit every single day. It's like, some people it's just like, whatever. But like, I'll pick someone out and just be like, oh yeah, dude, like, what's up, just something like really dumb and sarcastic, and it usually ends up being like super hilarious in the chat.
Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes you take the nuclear approach, and I'm like, oh yeah, at least my father loves me, something like that, and just
pull out the adopted card on him.
Yeah, something like that. Just pull out that card. If there's just someone who's being a toxic person in chat, usually though, unless I'm in a bad mood or whatever, I'll just time them out, ban them.
Oh yeah, my dumbass command. I forgot. I got a dumbass command. It's like if someone comes and says some real dumb shit, then exclamation dumbass, there they are. It's just like until someone says something dumber than that person.
That's great.
It's good, dude. Some of the shit people say is next level. Like, how did you survive this long? It's insane.
Yeah, I take the same approach honestly. With usually I just when it's somebody who's just looking for attention, I just ignore them. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
Ignore them.
The mods handle it.
Every now and then you get an aggressive troll, and I'll do some sort of example making. I'll just I'll shout out reasons why they may or may not be in that place in their life, but also be like, hey, you're free to get out of here. We don't want that type of crap in the chat here. Yeah, I mean, usually, just like Crafty said, usually it becomes a joke. Sometimes if it's during a raid or something that requires a lot of concentration, it can be a little hard to get the joke banter going, and then it's just get lost, troll. Yeah,
for sure.
If all else fails, don't interact. Just time them out or ban them.
For sure, yeah.
Because sometimes interacting with them just encourages people even more.
99% of the time, the troll is just literally looking for a reaction.
Yep.
100%.
Tiger says, do you think budgie raids are released too early? It forces most people to rush the content. We kind of answered this one already, so I'm just going to skip it. Coffee Addict. Go ahead.
I didn't really get a chance to answer last time, but yeah, I definitely agree that you could stand to let that come out a week or two, preferably 2 weeks after release, just so we can enjoy the treasure maps and the adventures and the strikes and the everything else before everyone, because everyone will focus on raids. That's the thing that Destiny got known for.
Give the population a chance to go in blind too. Give them some time. Give 90% of your population who wants to raid more than 3 days. They have to work. They have to go to work. They have jobs. They have kids. They have
Not
families.
everyone's a Twitch streamer.
They got responsibilities. Yeah. People would like to go into the raid blind, but because it's released 4 days after the game comes out, or it has been in the past, it's impossible. It's impossible for a regular person who puts in, let's say a lot of Destiny, let's say 10 to 20 hours of Destiny a week.
Shit.
There's no way they're getting into that raid week 1 or week 2, right? So give it a little bit of time to chill.
I agree with that for sure.
Let those guys get into the raid.
What's the time on WoW when they release a raid?
It depends. It depends.
Just general. So expansion drops. When do you get the raid?
It's a month and a half or 2 months, isn't it? It's a while, man.
It's a long time, but there the in-game gearing up is so much slower than it is
for sure.
than it is here. You are expected to grind the ever-loving hell out of heroic modes of dungeons to get your gear up to a maintainable level, to do crafting to build up an even higher level of gear, and then it's usually about a month. Other times it was it's available now. You can run it week 1, but you have to do this long ass attunement quest. Have fun. So it depends, but usually now it seems to be about a month or so.
Fucking miss WoW, dude. So much.
Dude, let's go do some low level BG. Let's go gank some people. Dude,
did you guys play vanilla?
Yeah, I did.
I didn't.
Dude,
PvE back then was
Dr. Lupo and I have been talking about going back to play WoW, and you and I it should be you, Lupo, and me, and we all roll rogues, and we just go in and backstab people.
Dude, I'm so down. Actually, I'm so down.
Yeah. Hell yeah!
Like in the 29 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down.
Coffee Addict 1017 says, "What are you looking forward to most out of the release of DT? Most and least. Give me one example of each."
Dude, I just need something different. I need I've been having fun with Overwatch, but I need my main game to not be Destiny 1 anymore, because it's getting harder and harder to play. So I just need more Destiny. I need new Destiny. Is what I need.
And you basically have until the end of August now, right? Like, when's Trials ending?
August 11th. I'm not too worried about Trials ending because like, when's the PC beta?
End of August, I think.
August,
towards the later part of August.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have shit to do. Like I'll play Overwatch, play the beta, but like I need something to like grind hard.
Yeah.
Go play Doomfist.
Doomfist, yeah, I've been going down some Overwatch. But I mean, as a content creator, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't worried about the launch of D2 and like numbers and all that shit. That's really all I'm worried about in Destiny 2. And I'm not really that worried about it because I know it'll come back when like bigger streamers move out and like people still want to watch Destiny. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I just can't wait. I need more Destiny, new Destiny.
Yeah, same. Honestly, like I want more of what we enjoy in Destiny 1. I'd say the biggest concern is that the community's worries are actually true, and that it has been really dumbed down, and like it's so easy to hit max level in like 3 days. For a brand new game, like that would suck. Really hope that's not the case.
That would be pretty rough. One thing, I'm not looking forward to one thing. Just there's number 2 on it. I'm really excited about that. But yeah, I'm really hoping. The biggest concern for me is that there's no end game. They haven't really touched on end game at all in any of their interviews, which I don't think they really will be at all.
Feels like it's gonna be secret.
Yeah, which is something I'm kind of scared about, but I want my concerns to be if they could just be like, hey, so in game how the people that really wanted to put in time felt like there was no real reason to put in the time, even though they love playing the game. You'll have reasons to put in time. Something like that would be really sweet to hear.
Yep.
Evan Meyer says, what are your thoughts on the first raid theme for Destiny 2? Building a place you believe is real.
Oh, that's
kind of touched on this a little bit earlier. It's not a lot to go on there.
Yeah.
I'm lost right now with that one.
That could be for the art design in general. Like we just wanted the art design to be so good that you believe this thing could be real. It could have a story tie-in. Who knows what that means? So vague.
I want the first raid to be exactly like the raid video I put out like 6 months ago on my personal channel, because I want to then make a video saying Bungie stole my raid idea. Just to do it.
Dragon rights. Should get an emblem for that.
I had the idea first.
Zero Hero says, who else is as happy as I am that they are changing the penalty for dying in hard mode raid?
Yeah.
I don't mind it. Like, what are they doing exactly? Because like hard mode, well, you just don't respawn, right?
Yeah, they haven't revealed what they're doing, but they said they're changing.
Okay.
I think they said they're taking away the permadeath part of it, but they didn't say what they're replacing it with.
Right.
I kind of like permadeath. And permadeath is like fine to me. It means like don't fucking die. Like
Yeah, I like that as a thing to always have in the back of your head, especially now that self-res won't be there. So it's like, oh, yeah, you don't have that easy mode button anymore.
Yeah.
I think if they could replace it with other ways of making it challenging,
exactly,
I like it, because I'd rather be playing than dead.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Yeah, that is
for
true.
Sure. Yeah. It still needs to be like something like that though, where it's like, because obviously if you're dead, like you're not doing anything. So like something's got to be like, I don't know what they would do. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But it had to be just as challenging.
Joe Boy says, just bought my first game in PC. What games should I play to get used to a mouse and keyboard? Thinking
Overwatch.
Halo, since I never could play it on PlayStation.
Overwatch is probably the best, because you got abilities to use. You have a super to use. There's different characters. I was actually going through Wolfenstein, Doom, Counter-Strike. God, any other FPSs that are?
I think any FPS.
Just games that are smooth, man. Games that are smooth, that have a nice refresh rate, and like FPS, like Overwatch. It's it's really really smooth. Like where you're shooting is like that's what's happening. Like if you play a game like H1Z1 and try to train your aim, like it's fucked, because like there's so much desync in that game, and half the times your bullets aren't actually going where you think they're going. So like I would just
So
play it like CS:GO or no Overwatch.
So here's how I feel. If you've never played mouse and keyboard before and you're just now jumping over, I actually don't recommend playing a PvP game, because if you get frustrated easily, then your frustrations are going to get high very quickly. So I recommend, I recommend actually Borderlands 2 because it's a loot game. Okay. So you can actually feel like you want to continue your progression and get more loot. If you're not looking for a loot game to grind and you want more story, like Holt said, Wolfenstein is good. Also, Doom plays amazing on PC.
Doom is a sick game. And
yes.
I think it's pretty cheap.
It's really cheap.
Yeah.
Like
Doom 2016 is incredibly optimized for so many machines. So it plays incredibly well. And the mouse and keyboard controls in that game.
Thing's got 120 frames per second on my microwave.
Exactly. Yeah, it's incredible. So if you've never played mouse and keyboard before, I recommend playing some of those games so you can ease yourself into it and not feel the pressure of playing PvP. If you have played mouse and keyboard before and you want to just get into the moment, then yeah, absolutely. Overwatch is incredible. It plays phenomenally well with keyboard and mouse. Like, you know how Destiny feels really good with a controller? Overwatch feels incredible with keyboard and mouse. So once you're past the beginner steps, then jump into some PvP on that.
You will be able to play on PC with a controller too. That's
true.
Yeah,
not like you can't.
And they said they're adding like some aim assist, right, to it. Like that seems weird to me.
Most likely, yeah.
I think I heard that. It'd be like it sounds so weird.
Well, I mean,
aim assist to
with
PC.
Controller.
With a controller.
Oh yeah.
If your controller input's activated, then it's going to do aim assist. Anybody who's felt aim assist with a mouse, feels awful.
No,
you don't want that.
It's bad.
Yeah, it doesn't help.
Joe asks, with Planet seeming to still have sanctioned areas with pathways to each area, are you disappointed that it's not more of an open map?
Not really. I think I like the idea of an open world Destiny game. I don't think anyone's going to say, no, I don't want that. At the same time, they're probably working on there's some just physical limitations of the engine that they're working on.
Sure.
Where
that's got to be intensive.
Yeah, where there's probably just not a way for them to do that in the way that we're all envisioning it. I think we'd all like to see it, but at the same time, I'm not like, oh, it's not open world. I'm not going to play it. It's, I mean, just go to the Cosmodrome. It still feels like a fairly open world. Yeah, you have very obvious little choke points to go from next zone to zone, but I like the feel of the worlds, and if they can continue doing that in Destiny 2, I'm not going to suddenly say no. You need to switch to open world.
Brian Marsh says, do you think that power ammo will only be once a match in trials like heavy is now in Destiny 2?
Hope not. Well, shit.
No, I don't think so. It'll be every. I think it'll be every round, right?
Every round with a rocket launcher.
I mean, I figured.
You only got one shot in it.
True. I only got one shot.
You only get one shot? Are you sure?
Pretty sure it was only one shot.
At least it was at the Dre build.
You guys saw rocket launchers? I saw grenade launchers.
Grenade launcher had I think 3 shots in it, didn't it?
Okay.
Yeah, there was a rocket launcher. I think I had one on my Hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it had one shot when you got power ammo.
Yeah, I think it would kind of suck to only be able to snipe one time. You know what I mean?
I thought it was
in a whole match.
I thought, yeah. And I think when you got the sniper, it was 5 shots, right?
Yeah, it had a decent amount, 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
Pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah, and only one person gets it, so, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's not everyone picking up rocket launchers then.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, probably every round. Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, for sure.
You think there'll be one power ammo location on each side of the map, one for each team, or you think there'll be one that each team has to fight over?
I think each team
gets
get
one.
It's going to be 2.
Because then you can have your designated power weapon user. It's okay, so you're going to be the sniper of the team, so you can hang back, get sniper ammo, then come in and clean up a bunch of kills or something. Mm-hmm. Yeah. More competitive.
The Evan Monkey says, do you think the changes from D1 to D2 weapon-wise, no random perks, that it will make PvP a better experience for casuals?
Yeah. I
don't.
What? Why not?
I think every change we've seen is going to make it better for, good players. But the stuff that makes casuals have fun is the sticky grenades that get one shot, one kill. It's the supers. It's the stuff that Even if you suck at the game, you're still going to wind up with a couple of kills at the end of the game. The more of that stuff they take away, the less casual friendly it is.
Okay. I agree with that for sure.
Okay. I thought they were talking about the weapon rolls, so that's what I was responding to. Were they? I don't know. No, like for weapon rolls, it's like I would much rather have the system that we're going to get where it's different or where it's fixed rolls on everything, just so there's that barrier to entry is gone for the most part. It's like, okay, go try to get this weapon. There you go. Then you're not going to have to get, you need a palindrome with rifled barrel and rangefinder and hidden hand or some other perk on it that you have to go hunting for. Much easier to say one particular weapon. But yeah, I don't know. If everyone's going to have that type of power level on their stuff, where you're not going to be able to one-hit people with abilities and things, I don't. No, I think that's fine for casuals. And
I can't wait for that to not be a thing, dude.
Yeah.
God, I cannot wait to not die to a sticky grenade every round, dude. It's like literally the worst ever. It's such a dumb fucking mechanic. Like when they throw the nade to your left and it wraps it around and sticks to your right, like what the fuck is that, dude?
Skill, definitely skill.
So
right there.
dumb. It's so dumb. So glad it's gone.
It's to me. There's also people might not like this, but there needs to be a larger like skill gap because it keeps it keeps shortening. Well, I want everyone to be able to play and enjoy the game. Some players also want to say, I put a ton of time into this game and I have, this really cool skill set built up, and none of that matters when one-hit stickies and stuff are in the game.
That's
skill gaps are what keep people long-term.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but if you're confronted by that skill gap too early in your play, then you bounce off.
Yeah.
Right? Or you're more likely to bounce off.
Skill-based matchmaking, baby.
Someone said about Halo 2 stickies, they compared it, but like the thing with Halo 2 stickies is like, there was no aim assist on that. It's like a trip mine, and that's why it blows my mind that they took trip mines out too. It's like I never got pissed off when someone stuck me with a trip mine, like ever. Like you stuck me with that. The game didn't help you. Like you hit me. You deserved that kill. That's totally fine with me.
Halo stickies
it should not have magnetism.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Where you get stuck in this game and it's like, okay, great, awesome, good at the game,
100%.
Yeah, it's weird. The skill gap in this game, it's a fine line. It really is, because you're right. If it's too wide and people get like stonewalled right away when they jump into it, they're not going to want to play. But if the skill gap is in the right spot, then it will keep people playing for a long time because there's something to work towards and getting better.
For sure.
And I think it really does lie within the primary gunfights. If we have great primary gunfights that are useful, as in, we start out with like a kinetic and an energy weapon, it's gonna make some good fights. I think so.
For sure.
John Briggs says, who would win in a fight, the Vex or Michael Bay's Transformers? Both suck.
Wow.
There's a lot of Vex, man.
Yeah, there are a lot of Vex.
A lot of Vex.
I'm going to say Vex because time teleportation. That's just, you win.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Plus they transform an entire planet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm going to go with the Vex.
What if the Vex are actually Autobots, or they're Decepticons in like their more evolved form, and they're actually just versing themselves?
Dude. Bro. right, dude? Like that shit.
We have Transformers versus Vex.
About it.
A whole new series.
And we need that.
Yeah.
Joe Francoer says, do you think the weapon changes in Destiny 2 mean we will see more complex boss encounters, i.e. no 1 million health bar, but rather boss damage in stages?
Yes, I think so. When we first played Destiny, we popped the leg off of a Deathwalker and then shot its brain. I was like, oh my god, this game is going to be so amazing. I can't wait to see what other enemies have these like weird mechanics. And then that was the only one.
Yeah, and then nothing else did, for sure.
So if we could have
like that.
raid bosses where you pop off specific pieces of armor and then shoot a crit spot until it goes, and then you have to do the same thing, like it would make sense then not having to be heavy DPS oriented and more actual mechanic, shoot here to do this type of thing.
I love that idea, Tefty. Imagine if you could, you take off you disable their right arm and it disables one of their attacks, or you disable their leg and it makes them less mobile.
Oh,
like what if it had actual effects to the fight and like maximizing all fire on a specific area actually changed the way the fight played out too.
Yes. I want that.
That'd be cool.
I want all of that.
Yep.
Vanilla Evil says, best way to eat a Pop-Tart, microwaved, toasted, or right out of the package?
Toasted 100%, brown sugar cinnamon.
I will fight you on that flavor choice.
Get the fuck out of here, my dude. It's the best one. Or the s'mores ones, dude.
Okay, I was gonna say s'mores. Like you gotta
s'mores are fucking good too.
Okay. Yeah. No. The brown cinnamon sugar ones. I went through with my I swear to God, my mom's like colorblind or something, where she would always buy the brown cinnamon ones instead of the s'mores ones. They looked very similar on the packaging. At least they used to back in like 1993. So, yeah, no, I'm not a fan of the brown cinnamon, but s'mores, yeah.
The s'mores are good.
Mm-hmm.
Every s'more I've ever eaten was disgusting. Or I'm sorry, every Pop-Tart I've ever eaten was disgusting. And I almost burnt down a Staples by microwaving one time. So I don't.
How long did you microwave it for?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Did you leave it in the tinfoil?
I was following
really microwave
the directions.
You left it in the tinfoil, didn't you?
Yes.
Dumbass.
People actually microwave Pop-Tarts? What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's new to me. That's like crazy talk. I don't know.
I didn't know about it until like back in Counter-Strike when one of my clans was like, I'm gonna go microwave a Pop-Tart real quick. I'm like, okay, excuse me? You're gonna what? Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, what? That's weird, man.
Some people like they don't have toasters. They only have microwaves, so they would just microwave Pop-Tarts.
Nobody has a microwave and no toaster. That's not
college students really? In dorms.
You're right.
I guess.
You're right.
Yeah. I have no opinion on Pop-Tarts. Gluten-free.
Oh, shit.
Pop-Tarts are gluten-free right now, man.
What? Since when?
Yeah.
What?
The packaging I read. Let me Google this. So
I have never seen a gluten-free.
I've
never seen a gluten-free Pop-Tart.
Yeah.
I've seen gluten-free
Are
Cheerios.
Pop-Tarts gluten-free?
I've seen, the whole bunch of Chex has come out that with like, gluten-free options. I've not seen Pop-Tarts.
Okay, they are not Pop-Tart brand Pop-Tarts.
That's what I'm saying. Okay. That's different.
Okay. Yeah, you can get gluten-free vegan Pop-Tarts.
I
which
totally
sounds
vegan
like it's up your
Pop-Tart.
alley.
Oh my God. There's only one thing that's more disgusting than Pop-Tarts. A vegan Pop-Tart.
Do not want a vegan Pop-Tart. Jesus.
It sounds terrible to me, honestly.
Exactly what you want is
Sounds
an awful
Yeah.
You live in California, Tefty. You can probably...
Pop-Tart is a very specific taste. Like, it's difficult to, recreate that kind of, like, crap in there,
It's exactly the word to use, crap.
Keith says, what class are you going to play first in the beta? What activity will you do first? Crucible, Strike, or Story Mission?
Assuming they are all laid out on a platter before me, Hunter, probably Arcstrider, just to finally play the damn thing, and just dive into PvP. Let's go.
Yeah, if there's not anything that drops from like the strikes or anything that's gonna like make me fuck shit up in PvP, then like I'm just going right into PvP.
I got the impression from this week at Bungie that it was just the 3 new subclasses that were going to be there, right? The Pole Dancer, the Dawn Blade.
There's going to be 6 playable. So like you'll be able to play like the.
That's not what it said in the 12.
Gun.
That's not what it said in the 12.
No.
Really?
It said Dawnblade, Arcstrider, and then to Sentinel.
Captain.
So
yeah,
only those 3?
That's what it said in the 12. It was
like
like those were.
It specifically called those 3 out. You'll be able to play as 3 new subclasses.
I heard in one of the interviews
you won't be able to play as the 3 old subclasses, but it said you'll be able to play as the 3 new ones.
Yeah, I was assuming 6 subclasses this whole time, and then in the 12, I was like, oh, it's just those 3 they mentioned.
But once again, the wording is such that it leaves it open to speculation.
Yeah. Because I remember at E3 they were saying you'll be playing 6, but this one, if they say you only play that, okay, who knows? It's only like 2 weeks away, so it's not too long to wait.
And people are saying the 3 old ones, but Voidwalker is going to get I'm sure it's going to get a retool, right?
In one of the, actually there was like a couple frames in the IGN video today where you saw a Voidwalker, and by saw a Voidwalker I mean you saw the little thing is at the bottom corner. It's
like their melee charge and
the melee charge down in this corner and everything. It was purple instead of the normal solar colors. Okay. So
I got to be honest. I'm going to be a little disappointed if Nova Bomb is exactly the same.
Same, but we'll have to see.
What could they do to it though? You know what I mean? Like
Multiple Novas.
What? Multiple Novas.
Right? Like the Striker.
They did it with
Titans
Striker. Fuck
yeah.
it.
I want a Roman Super. I want the melee to do like some sort of blink. You can blink in the super.
That'd be tight.
That'd be cool.
What if instead of like Nova Bomb, you could have, like the attack that never works in Dragon Ball Z, where like they do the tons of energy blasts, like, they do the tons of energy blasts and a bunch of smoke builds up and like, yeah, I totally got him. And then, the enemy's still standing there because it never works. I want that for Voidwalker.
You want a whiff Nova?
Yeah, you want them to like no one to ever die.
So many of my Novas are already whiff Novas.
I know.
They seem like they're like
cooler,
magnetized to walls and ceilings.
It would look cooler.
So is a Nova Bomb too similar to the Dawn Blade's kind of like sword throw attack?
I feel like it would be.
Yeah.
How else could it be? Like that, I don't know.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm going to be disappointed if it's exactly the same as a Nova Bomb.
I feel that.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to be playing the new Defender Titan. I really want to check out throwing that shield.
Me too.
That looks cool.
The Sentinel looks so fucking sweet. I got a little bit of envy.
Leaning that way for the full release of the game too, because if I'm only gonna have a few days to get raid ready, that's probably what I'm gonna want to bring into the raid the first day, because everybody likes having a bubble around,
You make a solid point, Briar.
Everyone's gonna love having me as a gunslinger around, making all those orbs, giving you that reload.
Never has been true and won't be true in the future.
I'm running gunslinger for the very first raid. I don't care how unoptimal it probably will be.
It is a surprise to no one. Grant Scott says, will any of you be at TwitchCon?
Nope. Not going.
Yeah. What kind of?
Is everybody afraid to go to TwitchCon too? I mean, aside from
I'm afraid to go to TwitchCon, dude.
Yeah, aside from the Destiny folk who are like getting their game released around that time. Like last year.
Remember what happened? You remember? I remember. I was there.
Twitch Prime subs. Dude. Anyway, was at TwitchCon, lost out on like 3 or 4 days of that.
I know.
So fucked, man. I would have been so pissed off if I was at TwitchCon. I would have been mad.
It was
legitimately mad.
It was my birthday at TwitchCon for one thing last year. 2, I was streaming during that. It was the first weekend of trials, and then all of a sudden Twitch Prime just started dropping down on my stream. I was like, oh, this is great. Wow, that sucks for everyone that went to TwitchCon.
For real, dude.
Yeah.
That was bad.
I'm not going to go just because it's I'm already like 3 trips out this year. And, as a streamer, the more time you take off, the more you have to balance whether or not it makes sense from like the quote unquote business side of things. So I don't think another con would be wise for me.
Yeah. I moved this year, so that was expensive. I went to Guardian Con. Yeah, there's something else I probably did too. I'm out. Only thing I'm going to is PAX West because that happens to be right in my backyard.
I might go to that too.
I might go to PAX East, but I think that's in like February or something.
Yeah.
Jason B says, at which moment in Destiny 1 or during which expansion period did you realize that you were just flipping ready for Destiny 2?
I think it was year 3, man. Like, I don't know. It started when they nerfed the last word and then started messing with like special ammo. Then I was just kind of like, I don't really like the way this is playing out anymore. But then like now, like this meta just like cemented that in. Like I can't wait. Just cannot wait.
When it was after I had played Destiny 2 at the Dre, and then when they said there's going to be no more updates to Destiny 1, and I was like, so this is what we have, huh?
Patrick, I knew it was going to happen too. I knew going to play it was going to be like, I don't want to play Destiny 1 anymore. I just want to play Destiny 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. I've been back and forth with Destiny for like. You remember that Sahara of content after the Taken King? Like
that was a rough year.
Literal Sahara. It was just like, oh my god, are they ever going to update this game again? We don't know, because they didn't tell us, and they're like, hey, Rise Iron. It's like, oh, sweet. We're like, Rise Iron. Oh, my God. Let's play Rise Iron. And then
3 weeks later.
Then we played the crap out of it. And like, yeah. And I remember in November, I was like, oh, when is Destiny 2 going to come out?
Yeah. Yeah. And Age of Triumph was good for... That lasted me about a month.
Yeah.
And then I was really pretty much done with it. Like, going back to those old raids was fun at first, but it didn't last long for me. That fun didn't last long.
I mean, I still have fun raiding. I do. I enjoy going through it.
I have fun because of the people I'm doing it with, not because of the content anymore.
Yeah, exactly. So at this point, it's like, Destiny 2. Let's go.
Me says, would y'all rather have no arms or no legs?
No legs.
Yeah, it's no legs, no doubt.
No legs.
I can still get around in a wheelchair using my arms.
You little hover around, dude.
I can
and
feed
hover
myself.
around, be tight.
Yeah, yeah.
I can feed myself without arms, just like I do now. I just normally just face first into the.
They've got cars and shit you can drive without legs too. So.
Yeah, yeah.
It's called a motorcycle. No, wait, you need legs for those.
You'd probably need legs for that.
Yeah.
They've got motorcycles that you could ride without legs. You could ride your wheelchair right up into the back of a trike.
That's sweet.
I feel like you could probably get prosthetic legs easier than prosthetic arms. So, yep.
Yeah, yeah. Definitely no legs. Richard says, do you think weapons having fixed perks is also Bungie's solution to vault space? Can you see there being a kiosk for all weapons and armor?
No.
And that makes sense.
Oh, I don't want that.
If you go to a kiosk, right, if all of your weapons and armor come with the same roll, it doesn't matter. Once you get it, it could just be at the kiosk. I mean, this vault and the kiosk would be the same thing. It could be...
There better be a crap load of weapons.
There better be.
And also,
there better be.
The mods, if their mods actually do different things to the weapons, then you might want to keep a couple.
Yeah. Baby Ryan M.A. For all you guys, when you go to the shower, what part of your body gets wet first? Head or toe?
Probably toes, because like you gotta make sure that shit's like perf temperature. You know what I mean? If you're just hopping in, you know, it could be too cold, it could be too hot.
You don't want to. You don't want to scald
Honestly,
the balls.
it's my hand. Like I go with my hand first to make sure the shower is the right temperature.
True, I guess hand, dude.
My shower's like it's permanently set to the right temperature dial, and I just pull the thing out, so then it goes, and I just wait for like 30 seconds, and then just hop in. So I guess
you don't
my
check
toes,
it first though.
Nah.
Really?
Yeah, I got one of the two dials. I got
like...
cold and the hot on two separate
valves.
So
that's confusing though, man.
Yeah.
Hey, what if you fuck up?
Telling me.
We had a couple beers. Shower becomes even more.
Shower beers. Dangerous game I'm playing every night. Yeah, I go with toe. I step in and my head comes in last.
Toe, definitely toe.
Yeah, toes.
Destiny Hamza says, if anything and everything became legal for 24 hours, what would you do first?
Your mom.
Got him.
Technically not illegal. Frowned upon, probably.
Depends on if she said or not.
That's a tough one, dude. I have no idea.
I have no idea.
Dead or not?
Yeah.
Rob some banks, dude.
I would bitch slap the president of the United States. Because for the rest of my life, I would be able to say, everybody who saw me would say, isn't that the guy who bitch slapped the president of the United States and got away with it? Yeah, that was me, man.
You know, you'd be fighting a lot of people, regardless of the president.
It's legal.
Yeah.
Yeah, legal, man.
I'm just saying, like, you'd be fighting against a lot of people to slap whoever the president might be.
Like, oh, you mean like security and stuff?
No, hell no. There's going to be half the country, regardless of who the president is, probably wanting to go slap him.
I don't care who the president is. I'm just going to bitch slap the guy.
I know. That's the point. Half the country, no matter the president.
Or woman.
You're saying there's going to be a line, and you don't know where you're going to be in that line, and the 24 hours might be up by then.
Yeah, you saw how long it took for the line to move at the thing this weekend. Now imagine that for everyone wanting to slap the current POTUS. Be a while.
I see what you're saying. You're saying
logistically. Yeah.
Logistics, yeah.
Well, I mean, if it's legal to slap the president, it's probably legal to cut in line.
Yeah, but that's just a dick move, man.
But other people are going to think that too, so they're going to cut in front of you.
It's gonna be a madhouse.
Got it all figured out.
Oh my god.
I live in Seattle, so everything I want to be legal is basically legal. So I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, this man's
this
living the good life out there.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet. You should come move out here. Oh, well, I don't know. Eat an endangered animal just to do it. We'll go with that.
That'd be tight too. I changed my answer.
Eat an endangered animal?
Yeah. Just to see, dude.
Like, oh, you're the last white cheetah in existence.
Imagine that you ate the last white cheetah in existence, dude. Did you imagine that feeling? It's like, that was me.
Ended by Crafty. Oh my gosh.
JC Hauser says, with the beta being small, are you going to grind the limited content all weekend, or do you see yourself leaving the beta once you've exhausted the content? Who are you asking this question to? Really? Who are you asking this
Totally
question
just going to play it once and then be gone.
Yeah,
yep.
Just gonna
check it out for an hour.
Then get out, you know?
Go back to Destiny 1.
I'm going to have my my laptop here in the secondary recording unit just constantly recording. Doesn't even matter what I'm doing. It's just going to be like, how long is the beta going on? How many days? That many days worth of recording.
Gonna need another storage, man.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah. Prepare. Don't be caught with a full hard drive.
Destiny Hamza says, what food do you mix together that you think is good, but somebody else or somebody always says that it's nasty?
Oh, that one's easy. Pineapple pizza. Pineapples on a pizza. People are like, oh my god, that's disgusting. Unevolved taste buds.
I don't mind it.
That's right.
I think for me it would be like cottage cheese and like watermelon.
I can see where they're coming from with that one.
It's good shit though. It's good shit. I'm telling you, man. It's cottage cheese and fruit just in general. Super good.
I kind of feel like it depends on the cottage cheese. You know how you pop open a package of cottage cheese? Sometimes it tastes just really tasty. Other times you're like, I don't know if the cow was in good standing that day.
It's more cottage than cheese.
I don't know if I've ever had like a bad cottage cheese experience.
Yeah?
So, yeah. Well, it's always just been like, you know, shit's good.
Huh.
Go with dipping French fries into your milkshake.
I'm down with that. I like that.
No, some people do. Some people
nobody's
Europeans
disgusting.
Would say that's disgusting.
Europeans. Also, I'm gonna have to say, using Krispy Kreme donuts as hamburger buns.
You know what Europeans dip their fries in?
Mayonnaise.
They have no ground to stand on here.
Mayonnaise.
Yeah.
But European mayonnaise is different from American mayonnaise.
Not different enough. Last question. Most interesting Korean says, in a 1v1 bare hands, what is the largest animal you think you can take?
Okay, I got this. I'm going to call upon C. Dale Peterson because he apparently was able to take on a grizzly bear with his bare hands. He put his fist in there, into the throat, and then bit through the jugular. So I'm going to say that I would apply that exact same knowledge, and I'm going to take on a grizzly bear. If I was confronted. All right?
Do you think, Crafty, like if you were going to go up against a grizzly bear, you think you'd come out the victor?
I'm going to say that I'm going to shove my arm right into its throat and be like, nah, fam, and then bite it right on the side.
Getting your strategy by putting something intentionally in its mouth.
That sounds the worst idea ever.
No. You don't, okay, imagine you're at dinner and you're eating a steak and suddenly a hoof comes up right into your mouth.
What?
Starts gagging you. All right, you're going to be alarmed, aren't you? So the grizzly bear is going to be very alarmed that something is actually choking it right into the esophagus. All right. So then to finish it off, you got to bite into its jugular, let it bleed to death. This is the C. Dale Peterson story. So Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
How fast could you do that though? Like, you know what I'm saying? Your arm's gonna be.
This is a real story. Somebody did this. Okay.
That's sounds like a god to me, man.
I know. I want
He's no mortal.
This is a dubious story. Is there a video of this happening?
No, it's on like
when did this
Wikipedia.
happen?
Not that Wikipedia is, trustworthy.
Was anyone else there?
Yeah, he was taking a camp crew through a wilderness expedition type of thing, and a grizzly showed up, and he was like, "Well, I guess we're gonna fight a grizzly," and did it barehanded.
The American tale of Seedale.
I'm dead serious.
The America fun fact of the day staff goes on manly adventure excursions. I don't know if I should be reading this website. Oh yeah, Rocky Mountain grizzly bear. This bear was taken by world famous hunter and hunting guide Seedale Peterson of Jackson Hole, Wyoming. It is one of the only 2 grizzly bears to have been killed without the use of firearm weaponry.
Badass.
Verified by game biologists. All right, wow.
Verified badass. He's got a check mark in real life by his head. Verified.
I respect it. I respect that.
Yeah, right. I just don't know that. Like, I'm gonna win. Like, if I had to do like 10 times, I feel like I'm gonna lose. Well, 10 out of 10. But even if I successfully pulled off the strat one time, I don't feel like it's gonna be a legitimate, like, repeatable strat.
Hey, man, you got to believe. If you don't believe, it's not gonna happen.
I'm thinking more in like the 50-pound size animal with a tail that I can just grab the tail, like kind of fling around a little bit.
I feel that.
Anything bigger than that, I feel like I'm fucked.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So yeah, honestly, like a dog or something would probably be like the biggest,
Yeah.
Or like a cow. I don't know if like cows can fuck shit up or not, but like I feel like they wouldn't be able
Bulls
to. You
can,
know? So
for sure. Bulls are nasty.
We're talking about like a domesticated ass cow.
Yeah.
What do they do?
A milk cow?
I don't know. I've never seen
chill.
one pissed off, to be honest with you.
Same. That's why we never know. Maybe they're like legit though. Like legit at fighting. If it came down to it, they could just like fuck shit up.
Like they're lovers, not fighters. But if you piss them off, they will go down.
Stomp down.
Those hooves, man, they'll come at you like a spider monkey.
I feel like I'm more agile than a cow.
A cow is pretty heavy. You got to take that in consideration.
True, that's true.
You just do the same strategy. Shove your hand down its throat.
Just shove my arm down its throat and bite
like pinch off its air passage and choke it. That's right.
There you go.
Apparently, this is a strat also with a tiger. Like if a tiger or a tiger who came at you, you'd want to like reach in and grab its tongue. And as soon as its tongue gets like, it gets startled and then like doesn't want anything to do with it.
It's like pinching your cat's tongue when it tries to lick you. Same concept.
Exact same concept. Exactly.
Yeah.
Again, if you were in the middle of about to eat something and they reached in and grabbed your tongue, what would you do?
Bite down really fucking hard, dude.
Would you, or would you get the hell out of there?
Harder.
Would you be like,
there would be
whoa.
a lot of rage.
I'd bite down very hard. That's why I feel like your strategy sucks, dude. I feel like it's just GG there.
Hey, I'm just
this dude just happened to run into a retarded bear. Like it just happened to.
He's
be
just like, oh, what?
Yeah, bear.
Yeah. I feel like the bear. Well, he wasn't.
The bear was really tired already. It's fine.
I feel like this man's got very lucky with that bear, like straight up.
most likely got super lucky, but
Yeah.
it's pro strats.
I guess so. Yeah.
All right, that was the last question. I
Yeah.
feel like
That was a good one. That was a good
I didn't
question.
even answer it. I got nothing here.
Ian sends in a good one every week. I gotta give him credit every week.
He probably thinks of these all week, doesn't he? And I gotta say thank you because they always
knows,
end the podcast on a good note. All right. Well, thank you very much for everyone. Thank you much everyone for tuning in to the 40th episode of the Destiny Community Podcast. We are 10 more episodes until number 50. We'll have to do something special for that one.
50.
I know it. Yeah. All right. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm Holtzmann. Holtzmann. You can find me at Holtzmann_YT on Twitter, where I am not talking about shoving my hands down the throats of bears.
Crafty?
Hi. Yeah, I'm Realkraftyy. You can find me same name, 2 Y's. And make sure you guys sub and follow to all these men's here. And Watts and Pope.
Not Pope.
I love you. Not Pope? All right. Yeah, fuck Pope, dude. He shaved his beard. I didn't even recognize him, dude. He showed up at our house, and I was like, the fuck's this dude that just showed up with a kid?
Is this guy with his porn staff?
Yeah, he had his kid too, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? So I was like a neighbor. He comes up, he's like, by the way, I'm Pope. And I was like, oh shit. No, I recognize you at all. Like at all.
Did you guys have that problem? Like people that you'd seen on screen a lot, you didn't necessarily recognize like in person, like in 3D. Did that happen to you guys?
Not really, but with Pope, it was like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
Well, he changed. I mean, that was a thick, big beard.
Yeah.
I kept seeing short bald men with beards like from the back or side, so I didn't see their actual face. I was like, oh, there's Pope over there. Pope. Oh, that's not Pope anymore. Yeah.
Hashtag not Pope.
Hashtag not Pope.
I'm Briar Rabbit. You can find me on streaming on the Briar Rabbit on twitch.tv/Briar Rabbit. You can find me making videos on YouTube. Just look for Briar Rabbit, or on Twitter at the Briar Rabbit.
I'm Tefty Teft. You can talk to me at Teft on Twitter. Catch my streams, twitch.tv/Tefty Teft. And I post videos every now and then on my YouTube channel. Yeah.
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 I watched your vlog, by the way. That was good.
Oh, thanks,
Part
man.
1 and 2.
Thank you.
Yeah, I liked it. I'm looking forward to part 2.
Yeah, part 2 is coming. Yep.
Sweet. All right. Thank you, everyone, for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.